Naiseru.
Are you having any luck, binary? I am watching on the stream feed. Oh, and yeah, it's coming through.
Yeah. No, it's there. Okay.
That's a nice Discord overlay. Wow.
Thank you very much. All prepared by yours truly. I've
Does
put
my
in a
view
lot of
count
time and effort here.
if
Your
I
view does
close the
count,
screen?
yes. If you close the
Okay.
stream, no. If you tab away from it, it does.
Oh,
Okay.
hey.
Yeah, but if I pause it, does it
If you
count?
pause it, no, it does not count. But you can just mute
Oh.
it and then tab to a different screen.
Yeah, but it's on another computer, so it's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Everybody ready?
I'm ready.
Yeah.
In that case, let us begin. Last session, or long before that, actually, after leaving the village of Barovia, with the goal of delivering Irina Kulyana safely to the town of Valaki, our players came across a Vistani camp alongside a river. While staying there, you as a party, and some of you individually, had your fortunes told by a Vistani named Madame Eva. Once she had finished and you had all rested, you left westwards towards Valaki. It was along this road that the party came across a windmill, and figuring it might be the windmill from the deed that you managed to collect at the Durst household, you proceeded to inquire within at the behest of both Yen and Yonorin, who, miraculously, are both absent for this session. Upon
Wow.
entry, the party found an elderly woman. After Yonorin declared you all to be working for STRAHD, and Yen assaulted the old lady on the stairs, the old woman retaliated by summoning forth a monster from a barrel.
How rude.
That was the point at which we left the last session, and it is from that point that we shall continue. So, you saw this creature climbing out of the barrel, and that was where we left the session. Lots of people wanted to do lots of different things as the creature leapt out. If anyone wanted to do anything other than attack, say so now.
Not to cast spells.
Uh, that includes casting spells. Anything that isn't
I want to be in the tunnel.
offensive or defensive.
Oh yeah, not part of combat. No, okay.
Okay, then we'll start with rolling initiative.
Fantastic. What? That's the lowest initiative I've ever rolled.
Oh, what's the token?
It's all right. I'll pop it on there for you.
Thank you.
Corin, you rolled 2 initiatives. You'll be stuck with the lower one.
I rolled 1. Or I rolled 2.
Ah, got you. Okay. Yep.
Doesn't Who just play at the same time as Corin? Or does it have its own turn?
It has its own turn, though. I think for simplicity's sake, we might have to say the same time as Corin. I'm just going to open up some character sheets here.
I don't want to be that guy, but can you describe the monster again?
I will be doing just that. Move Hoot in front, sorry.
Token.
Hoot is in front. It's because you cannot see from Hoot's perspective that he looks like he isn't.
Okay.
I'll move Hoot there for easy clicking. Actually, if I move it just underneath yours, that would be best, I think. Okay, just rolling initiatives.
Oh.
I hope this isn't public. It might be, though. Nope, it's not. That's very good. I'm so good with my pre-preparation. I rather do. And I'm going to have to roll for the people that aren't present as well, aren't I? Oh, I love it. I'm not going to give them any initiative modifiers because I'm rushing. Yennerin still goes first. Prepare for a speech, boys.
Yay.
Yennerin, as the lady walks down the stairs, spends his turn telling her, "Oh, don't worry, it's all be fine." And when she collapses at the bottom, thanks to Yen's sneaky foot there, he starts saying, "Oh, Yen, what have you done? Look, I'm ever so sorry about this disagreement." At which point, Callista draws her rapier, points at the old lady, and he starts telling her, "Look, this is going way over too far. I said we were for STRAHD, but this is just a bit much, don't you think? Perhaps we should just back off a bit." What was this?
Nice.
You can't see the map. There is no map for this encounter.
It's too small.
Yeah, the environment is way too small. There's only about 4 grid squares for you to stand in. Due to the extremely cramped nature of the environment, any weapon that deals slashing damage has disadvantage on its attack.
Any what?
Weapon that deals slashing damage.
Hogan, just punch it.
I can't
Okay.
punch it.
Yeah, you can.
I love how he's like, "I can't." Is it you can? I can. Anyway, Yennerin blathers on, and as the monster jumps out, he starts apologizing to the monster as well. "I'm ever so sorry to have woken you up from your barrel." Until Corin takes the initiative. And I will re-describe the monster for everybody. The witch runs down the stairs. And when she gets to the room at the bottom, she runs around to the back of it, as far away from the players as she can get. She takes the short staff, the walking stick in her hand, and she knocks it against the barrel 3 resounding times. And the barrel's surface, the liquid within it, the thick mucus phlegm type liquid, starts to bubble as a head rises out from it. 2 bright pink pointed ears crest the surface of the water as a smooth green skin pushes its way forth. Beady eyes rise over the surface and start glancing about at everybody. And as you see more and more of this creature's face, you see a snout like a pig's, lips that hang fleshy and loose, teeth that push too far outwards from the mouth, a neck so thick and bulging it looks like it's connected to the body much like a pig's would be, and its claws that are wrapped over the edge of the barrel are thick and pointed. When it finally gets its bearings, knowing where everybody in the room is, it leaps and lands just outside of the barrel. But while it's in the air, Corin, you get your turn.
I thought you were going to
Later.
say, like, we're
Yeah,
in
yes,
Durst.
please.
Sorry? I didn't hear what Michael said.
10.14, it's my initiative.
Oh, I didn't. Yeah, okay. Sorry, I was distracted when I was supposed to be adding on your character.
It's okay, it's fine.
Well,
10.14, you say?
Yep.
That would place
How
you
do you get
just
the point?
before Hoot. There's a setting on your character that I will enable for you.
can
Yes, you delay your turn until Hoot's turn. Yep, everything's on there. Mid, it is your turn.
Okay, so
The creature lands before you and it snarls loudly.
so it's right in front of me.
You were in the building, yes?
Yeah, I think.
Then
yeah,
yes,
we
it
were
is
about to-
automatically within your reach.
Yeah, okay.
I do want to clarify that Ekor
Yes.
and Mott. Do you have an ability to roll for Mott without him being here?
Without who being where?
Oh yeah, Mott's there. Did you roll for Mott?
Oh no, I did not roll for not. Sorry.
damn.
Okay, well from now on Mott will be going before Yennerin, and if you want Mott to do something like run up to the house, that would be fine, but you are currently about 30 feet outside of the house, the windmill.
Okay. Yeah, I would like not to run to the windmill.
Okay. He gets there to the doorway and has enough time to see the environment. Before him, he sees the creature jump out of the barrel. Does Mott have more than 30 feet of movement, or is it 30 feet?
It is 30 feet, I think.
Okay. Then you wouldn't be able to...
40, actually 40.
Then he can actually take an action involving things inside if you want him to.
Okay, can he try to grapple the monster?
Yeah, absolutely. So he runs inside, and first thing he does is try to grab this monster by its thick, muscled leg. As he dives forwards with his mouth, please make me an athletics roll.
Athletics.
12. He grabs a hold of the creature by its leg, and the creature turns and does a high-pitched squeal as it digs in, blood seeping down a really deep red, contrasted by the green of its skin. This creature's not massive, so he doesn't have much trouble pulling it. If he wants to use his last 5 feet of movement, he can pull it somewhere.
Can he move it slightly away from the team?
Anywhere in the windmill will still be close enough for the creature to attack any of your allies, and dragging it out from the windmill will be impossible with only 5 feet.
Yeah, but he's going to attempt dragging it out.
Okay. It is in the doorway. Mott is just outside. The creature is barely keeping its balance as it's dragged. And the next turn is Mids.
So now that he's been dragged to the doorway, how did that happen? Like, did we?
Yeah, you
wait
saw Mid run in just as this creature
But-
lands and looks at you, grab the creature by its leg and start dragging it towards the doorway. Even though it's clawing at everything it can get its hands on, it can't stop itself from being dragged.
Yeah, can I try to help Mutt? I don't know, maybe try to push it or like.
Yeah, sure. As long as you are within 5 feet of the creature, Mott has advantage on the next check that he needs to make to continue dragging the creature.
Oh, so yeah, it's
That would
like
be your action to do that.
Yeah, to get it out. Yeah, okay.
Yep.
So yeah, I'll do that. Like, try to shove it out of the doorway. Maybe trying to attack its claws when it tries to grab on something. Yeah, like hit with my quarterstaff on its fingers or whatever it uses to grapple.
Okay, so you're just forcing it along, not letting
Yeah.
it stop whatsoever.
Mhm.
Is that the end of your turn?
Well, and I guess I prepare my shillelagh because it's a bonus action. So
Yeah, absolutely. So you cast that on your weapon, and for the next minute, it deals D8 damage. Is that correct? Yeah, it is, and
yeah.
it deals magical damage.
Mhm.
Okay. On Yen's turn, she readies her light crossbow. I believe she has hand crossbow, and fires an arrow over your head, Mid, and yours, Hogan, who is standing right next to the doorway, just squeezing out the way so that Mock can get past. And it rushes towards the
Damn.
monster and hits
Oh.
it. Yeah.
That was lucky.
Dealing a total of 13 damage. Damn, Yen. Can you piss off? So this rushes over your head, Hogan, and any hair that you have moves with the motion of this arrow. As you twist your head to look at Yen, she's already smirking as she starts loading another bolt in. You turn back to look at the creature, and there's an arrow in one of its eyes. It is holding its face and reeing, essentially. Swinging its head back and forwards, and it's turned to face Yen. And it's being dragged towards the doorway, so it can barely get a clear view of her. Ekor, it is your turn.
Okay, can Ekor reach the monster and attack him?
Yes, now it's brought to the doorway, you can reach.
Is the monster an undead?
You would not know.
Uh,
Would you like to make me I will say nature check, and if you don't have proficiency in nature, you can apply it for this check.
what does
However, I'm pretty sure that would just boost it up to a 3.
Yeah.
You have never seen this creature before, and you have no idea whether it's a type of undead or not.
Okay, so I don't apply my favorite enemy. It doesn't apply.
If you tried attacking it, then no, you would not apply your favored enemy.
Okay, yeah. So I'll just attack it regular way. Boy. Oh, that works. Oh, that works good.
Is that a weapon in each hand action and bonus action?
Yeah.
Okay. Damn, those are high rolls. Okay. You run at it.
What the hell?
And as the creature sees you, it drops all of its weight onto its foot that Mott is scraping at. And as its weight goes forwards, it pulls its claws down and opens its mouth and both your swords come in and cross over, and just as its tongue begins to show itself as its head gets chopped clean in half and flies up into the air.
Wow.
Wow.
And you see bubbles coming out of its now exposed throat hole. As it gargles, shakes, its arms sag forwards, and it collapses to the ground.
Wow. That worked.
There's a moment of awestruck silence as everybody looks to each other, and then they look to the hag. And Callisto, if you want to do anything, it is your turn.
Yeah, that's cast vicious mockery on the dead thing.
Oh, look at you! Haven't you got your head
You
in it?
dead!
Basically, you're dead.
I also play a sad song on my violin for it as I mock it.
Wow.
It
I have
automatically fails its save, and
Damn right.
you see minor patches of fire break out upon its flesh and very quickly go out. It looks like it was burned.
Well, okay. What happens with the
Corin, it's your turn.
Well, I'm sitting outside looking through eyes. What is the witch haggy currently?
She's standing just behind. Sorry, did you say you were looking through Hoot's eyes outside?
I'm sitting outside. Who?
Oh, okay. Hoot can see the hag at the far end of the room. Her hood still up, her nose arcing through it. She has a worried, angry expression on her face. One hand wrapped around her staff, the other deep within her cloak.
This is a weird question. Could I? It says in Mind Spike that I can see brain. I can. Right?
If the creature is within range of Corin and you can see the creature using Hoot, yes.
Then I will Mind Spike.
To counter what effect?
Mind Spike. Take psychic damage. And be.
Okay.
It saves its half damage.
I take it a 9 is a fail. Okay.
7 psychic. The haggis.
Isn't that? Oh yeah.
Ratio.
The roll 20 is being a penis. 7 damage.
Doesn't-
Okay.
Oh, well, if she phases out of this plane of
Okay, got you. Okay. Next turn is Hoot.
will fight
Bearing in mind this turn is simultaneous,
Yeah.
so
the hag.
okay. Hoot flies over to the hag. The hag pulls up her stick, whacks it against the barrel, and there's another ripple that surfaces across it. Again, another claw clacks up over the side of the barrel.
Rude.
Its nails shining and shimmering with steam that's coming off of it like it's hot. But the barrel itself is doing no such thing. And
Wait, so
after
there's
this,
no
as
monster.
the claw, the original monster died, but this monster is crawling out of the barrel.
Okay.
And as it's doing so, you see the woman at the back of the room go pull something that none of you catch a glimpse of. Apart from Corin, you get to make a perception check because you are looking through Hoot eyes.
On. Fatigue.
It's you can't make it out, but it looks to be about a fist-sized rock. And then she vanishes, and you do not know where she is.
Oh fucking hell!
But you can continue concentrating on the spell.
Okay.
So the hag that was in the room disappeared.
Yeah.
Corin would be able to feed you more information, but only if you spoke to him.
Okay.
And yes, she is no longer in the room.
She's no longer with this plane.
Hogan, it's your turn, and there is a creature climbing out forth from the
Does it look like the...
disgusting barrel.
Can
Yeah,
so
it
the
very much
creature-
does.
the creature isn't fully out of the barrel yet?
You are correct.
Who else was in the room? Yen, Yennerin, and
Yen,
Mid. was-
Yennerin, Mid, and Callista.
Oh, okay.
Callista, sorry.
Hogan starts telling everyone, you, and you, try getting out now! And then he jumps forward to the barrel and literally tries to push the creature back into the barrel.
Sorry. Any equipment... What?
Trying to push it
Yeah,
back into
Hogan-
the barrel.
Push the creature back into the barrel.
Oh my god, okay.
Don't fucking move!
Panic!
Okay, do you want to roll me an athletics check?
Yeah, sure.
Wait, is he raging?
No, I'm not.
Oh.
Oh, okay, so this creature raises its head out of the barrel, and as it does so, you hear its first gasp of air. At which point, you hold your axe in one hand, push it out the way, grab onto the closest broom, because there are lots of them in the room, and turn it so that the brush is highest and the handle is facing down at the creature, and force the creature's head back under the water. You sling your axe up over your shoulder and you grab one of the little hammers used for keeping this place maintained, and you crack the creature on the head. You then reach over to another table, pick up a little stool, put it on the creature's head and force it down, and then put it on the end of the broom and force that down too. This creature's hand is barely above the surface of the water, and you can see lots of bubbles coming out.
Yeah, boy.
It is the creature's turn. It's going to frantically try and climb back out.
Kick.
Could you please make me an athletics check or an acrobatics check, your choice?
I will give you athletics. Fuck!
Ooh. Now, as everything is forcing it down, one thing you don't expect is a splash to the eyes. One of the creature's hands flings forth drips, and this stuff stinks like the worst shit you ever took. The water hits your eyes, and in that brief second when you're not looking, it manages to push aside the broom, jump up, and swing at you. Can you please make me a defense roll?
Yes, sir. What the fuck is this?
So you lean back as the barrel itself tips to the floor. The creature rolls out right in front of you, and from the barrel there are lots and lots of bones pouring forth, along with organs, fleshy bits. It's horrid. It's like someone melted someone else's skin, put whatever was left in a barrel in still a fetal position, and then tipped the barrel over.
Oh.
It's disgusting. The worst part is most of these organs are still contained within the bones of a human.
Oh.
Can you roll me a perception?
Yes, I can. Where is it? There it is.
As the creature comes out, you see its green skin begin to move and pores open up. And a gas starts pouring forth from them. As the room begins to fill up, you begin to hold your breath. Just automatically, because the stink is unbelievably strong. That is the end of the creature's turn. Anybody that is in the smoke, you have -2 to your attack rolls
So it's everyone in the windmill.
in the building.
Yeah. Okay.
It is Mott's turn.
Okay. Can Mott try to attack the creature?
Yeah, sure. Make an attack roll.
I said get out. No
Though
one ever
at the
listens
start
to me.
of his turn, Mott is going to need to make a Constitution save.
Yeah, but I mean, he wouldn't know that.
No, I mean he's standing in the smoke. You need to make a Constitution save.
Oh yeah, I need to make a Constitution save. Okay. Oh shit.
Mott is quote unquote poisoned. He can only take an action or a reaction. No, sorry, he can only take an action or a bonus action and has no reaction.
Okay. So he's gonna.
But he's
try
also
to-
under the poison effect?
Oh, remove
That
the
is the
favorite-
effect of this poison.
Okay.
Remove
What did you say it was?
He can take an action or a bonus action and cannot take reactions.
Okay.
Remove the favored enemy damage. It auto apply.
Sorry, say that again.
Don't apply the favored enemy damage. It auto.
Oh yeah, got you.
Yeah.
And the creature itself would need to make a strength save. Am I correct?
Yeah, to not be knocked prone.
Okay.
What is
15. That beats the DC 11. Okay. Mott jumps up to the creature and grabs it round the neck, trying to force the creature to the ground. It raises one of its clawed hands and uses its palm to push Mott up and then over backwards. Mott doesn't let go with his teeth though, and manages to scrape away a large amount of flesh, dealing 8 damage. This creature keeps holding its wound, but you can barely see it through the thick green smoke. When it comes around to Yennarin's turn, he says, Oh, this smell! Oh, it's fucking terrible! I need to open this sheet. I don't like it. I definitely don't. It's awful. I think I'm going to have to step away. He succeeds on his save and disengages, running outside of the smoke, using his hand to brush it away from his face as he gets outside. Oh, it's disgusting in there. Absolutely horrid. Mid, it's your turn.
Okay.
You need to start with the Constitution save, please.
Oh yeah. Wait. Oh, where's my?
What is that?
A disgusting audio effect.
What?
Your mic went buggery. Just
Oh,
for a
mine?
moment.
Oh, okay.
Okay, yeah, you are also poisoned.
Oh shit.
Until you are out the smoke, you can only take an action or a bonus action and have no reaction. Also, your microphone is really fucked.
Wait, still?
It's only when you're not talking. When you hold down push to talk and aren't talking, it comes through really loud and buzzing.
Oh, what?
So basically, if you're gonna hold down push to talk, talk.
Yeah. Okay. So what I'll do is, I don't know if I can, if it's right to do that. Shit. Decisions. I have to make decisions now. I don't know if it's a good idea, but can I go like behind the barrel, or is the monster? Wait, is the monster out of the barrel?
The monster is out of the barrel. Yeah, the barrel itself was tipped over.
Shit. So I guess I can't just like go behind him and try to do stuff. Like I
You
can't.
can move round to the other side of the barrel, but there is a pillar in the middle of the room. You'd be a bit more of a disadvantage trying to hit anything.
So I'll try to be uh, at the. I'll try to position myself from the opposite to the doorway, like but
Okay.
as
Yeah.
far
Yeah. Yeah.
as I can, and I'll try to cast a gust of wind.
Okay. So you're going to try and blow him outside.
Yeah, and
I'm actually going to
everything.
give you inspiration for dispersing the poison as well.
Yeah. So
If you already have inspiration, then you get a d6 hero die.
where do I? Yeah, I'll put that on.
You're going to need to find a space somewhere.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I try to target the doorway. So everything that is, well, in theory, everything that is caught in the wind is blown through the door. I hope.
Okay. So there's this. Everybody else sees you jump around this creature. You're still within its reach, so you don't need to make any saves or disengage or anything. And when you land at the other end of the room, you cast this spell. They see you perform these arcane gestures, strange words pouring forth from your lips,
Yeah.
and then this gust of wind fires from you all at once. All of the items on all of the shelves just behind you go rushing towards the door. All of the items near the door go rushing out of it, and Mott's fur is going haywire. He looks like the wisest dog in the world right now with all this wind blowing his fur back. All of the poison smoke rushes out as well. It is Yen's turn. She is going to attempt the save to... each creature that starts to turn the line. Yes, she will be in the line. Strength save. What is your strength save DC? What is your save DC, sorry?
Wait, gonna check. It's 13.
13. Yen gets blown down to the door. She was only a few steps up the stairs. She gets pushed into the wall and then sucked just outside. She flails about 10 feet outwards and then collapses prone on the floor before standing back up.
Oh.
Once there, she sees the creature just inside and fires an arrow at it. She has disadvantage because the wind is blowing towards her and she's firing an arrow.
Oh, please don't make a 1. Okay.
And 11 actually hits. Oh, wow. She fires an arrow against the wind that arcs through the air and skewers the creature through the back of the head as it was turning to face you.
Wow.
In the wind, which it is now unable to resist, its body is blown outside and then about 20 feet along and then stops.
How far away?
You're about 15 feet outside, so this thing just lolls up next to your feet, which you see from Hoot's perspective. So, just outside, I'm going to clear the turn order for now. Just outside, with you, are Irina and Ismark. What is going on in there? Seems like a bit of a ruckus, no?
Talking to...
Yes.
Well, there seems to be Hags summoning, and I wave. Can I wait? Can I, third-person perspective, wave towards the creature? That's.
Yes.
Yeah, I do that. These things.
Your eyes are clearly glazed over. So you can see him waving a hand in front of your face. And then shrugging at Irina. Those of you inside, did you want to do anything?
get out of the
No,
smoke?
Stinks in there.
Okay. Could you please repeat that, Kalista?
I want to get the fuck out because it stinks in there.
Most of the poison smoke was blown out, so the smell is mostly gone, thanks to Mid. Mid, did you want to go out as well?
Yeah, and yeah, just to follow, like, just get out of this place. Yeah.
Oh, the thing is dead now?
Yes, yeah, it's absolutely dead. An arrow skewered it through the back of the head. That's why it went limp and rolled across the floor.
I will. Yes, everyone is walking.
Yes.
What about the others?
Yenarin, who is outside, says, I don't think we should have landlords allowing people such as this in our property. What about you, Yen? Yen ignores this comment.
Callisto
Huh?
like take a
How-
few steps away from this windmill and use the perfume that she has just for herself for a bit. Get tidied up.
Hogan gets angry, turns to Yenarin and Yen and says, "What the fuck were you thinking saying we work for STRAHD? Why would you say that?"
I simply thought that it would give us some leverage.
Weren't there more people up there?
Leverage with who? Wait, I can't do the voice.
Just did them.
I'm in the exact same situation with Yenarin.
STRAHD said himself he knows everything that goes on in these lands, and you dare tell someone that you work for him? Don't you think he's gonna punish you for that?
I think if he wanted to punish me, then he would have done it already.
Guys, where's the old lady? She just
Well, right now
She
she's
just
went
not
away.
disappeared.
here. But there were other.
Actually, Corin, she is.
Wait.
Oh,
I presume you maintain concentration on the spell. She's currently on the 3rd floor.
can I fly up with?
Sure. Roll me a stealth.
Good.
Yep. So you guys see him begin to say she's not on this plane of existence, and halfway through the word existence, he stops talking. His eyes glaze over again, and it looks like he's thinking. You look through the window, and she is there with two younger than her women who are both particularly unattractive. They stand up from what they were doing, stop cackling with laughter, and all three of them start marching downstairs.
Would I be able to cast magic missile?
No,
Whoa.
Why?
Oh,
because
shooting
magic
lasers.
missile would count at the window itself would count as full cover, and magic missile cannot miss. So unless you targeted the window, no. The window is solid, by the way. It's not open.
Oh, then could I target them? Just say I need.
Then I'm going to rule it that they are behind full cover and you need to be able to hit them.
Wait.
Who can't even cast magic missile? It needs to be a touch spell.
No, I cast it and it from me them to 120.
Okay, no, I'm going to say that if it's a ranged attack, then you need to be able to see them from your perspective. Otherwise, from my opinion of magic missile would be that it flies straight at them, but would hit the wall between you and them.
Okay. Then I will warn them that the hags are down.
How do you word it?
Well, it seems like we're gonna have company in about 10 seconds. On ready?
What do you mean?
Hogan tries to close the door before they get down.
You run over to the door and find that it is now dangling off of one hinge, and when you close it, that hinge breaks and it falls to the floor.
Fuck. Hogan says, "Let's go. There's no point in fighting these old crows."
Well,
Well,
there is
I
actually.
don't know, says Yen. We want this windmill.
They have killed spells.
Yeah, actually, can you roll me a perception and an insight, Corin, with the owl? Although the insight, I believe, will be your score.
Hogan, being quite tired of their of their bullshit, basically, he says, "Oh, for fuck's sake!" Pulls out his axe, gets ready to. He stands like, as close to the wall of the door as possible, and he's gonna get ready to, as soon as someone comes out, to swing his axe at them.
Okay. And Gustav, what Corin sees through the eyes of his owls are 5-foot crates with doors on the outside. Based off of that insight roll and the idea that you saw the human corpse that came out of the barrel, that corpse was a child's, and those crates are small enough to hold children.
I cast.
Okay, so the owl flutters back down from the top of the windmill and
Hover
lands on
above.
your hand as you cast the spell.
I was gonna have it hovering above the.
Okay, and then it flutters over and sits on the lowest windowsill above the door.
Everyone, stay approximately. Now.
What? Okay, I do.
How close is it to me?
It's about 10 feet above you.
Ready action.
Hogan moves back 5 feet.
Who's gonna ready action?
Activate the spell? Yeah. So you begin to hear footsteps, and Hogan, did you say you were going to move back?
Yeah.
So you move away from the door a bit.
Yeah, he's gonna let the owl do its thing first.
Corin,
and then
whose perspective are you looking through?
Mine.
Okay, then you are very lucky. You see someone step around the corner, and before they step through the doorway, you see it is a female child. She steps through the doorway. Do you tell your familiar to not attack? Okay. And she says, "What are you doing here?"
Oh,
Better question is, what are you doing here? Why would you stay in a place like this? It's fucking awful. Can I got insight for that?
Insight.
Yeah.
How?
Can I
Maybe
check
she's-
if
I
it's a
see-
ghost?
No, I'm sorry. It's just the context of to say, "Can I roll insight?" is very vague. You're not
I'll
trying
wait
to
for
check
it.
for anything in specific. You're not trying to see if
I'm
she's
gonna
lying. You're just saying, "Can I roll insight?"
I'm gonna wait.
Okay. Just to clarify, I genuinely didn't know what you meant.
Okay, basically trying to figure out why she would be there.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
And is she
Right now,
trying
you'd
to
have no
deceive
clue regardless.
us?
Can
I'll
Hogan
go.
check to
Yeah,
to
no,
see?
I was trying also to check if she wasn't trying to deceive us or something like.
Oh, okay. Rama.
Can Hogan check to see if it's a ghost, like the other children before, or like a
Yeah,
possession
and
or
one of
whatever?
them even possessed you for a short time, so you would get advantage on perception.
Perception or insight?
I'm going to say perception.
Okay.
I think you need to throw those blue dice out.
I use my inspiration. Fuck it.
Okay.
What?
There we go.
After being possessed, after speaking to the children for a long time, even when they were in a corporeal form, a form that you could touch, they did have differences. And this child is nothing like them. She has color to her skin. She is actually looking at you rather than through you. You don't get the same chilled gaze from her. You could pretty much bet your money it wasn't a ghost.
Oh shit.
She takes a step forwards and says, "Why are you in my house? Why were you in my house?"
So that we want it.
To me, she says that to me.
To all of you looking across you.
We own the deed now, but I'll tell it up.
Another young girl about the same age steps through the doorway, and you can see another one quite a distance behind them, peeking round the side of the archway.
Or
And the second girl says, "This is our home. Bog off."
is that the like? Is that the transform? Guys,
Do you want to roll me? I don't know. Maybe. No, it would be
Arcana?
perception.
Okay.
I think that's what you roll disguise self against.
That
yeah,
was
it is.
investigation.
Yeah. Perception or investigation, your choice. They come across as extremely confident. Weirdly so for children, but then again, you are at their house and you were attacked by demons, so they might have dealt with more stuff than normal. You do not see any form of illusion.
Would be able to wait. They were in.
Yes.
How far away is Hogan?
You are about 10 feet away from them, just out the range that Corin told you to get.
Okay.
So you're about 10 feet away from the child. And to clarify, that none of the children have looked up. They don't know the owl is there.
Okay. Can Hogan say? Oh, go ahead, Michael.
Oh no, you first.
Hogan just says, "Move out of the way, children. There are monsters inside. We need to kill them so that you can live here safely."
Actually, it's our house. Bog off. Yeah, bog off.
You
Honestly,
live with monsters?
sometimes people call me crazy, but how could you ever want to live here? You seem so adamant. You seem so joyful to live here, and I don't understand.
If
It's a
you don't
disappointment.
understand, then go away. Yeah, go away.
You're a funny bunch of children, but also the most confusing I've ever seen. And that's saying a lot.
Oh fuck! I will drop
Well-
Dragon's Breath. I will cast it. Wait, on.
Okay, so you're still concentrating on the dragon's
Yeah.
breath. Okay.
I forgot that I have it prepared. Take me 1 minute. 10 minutes.
Well, children, how about you come with us? There are some nasty people inside. No, weirdo, bog off.
So
Well,
who was the old ladies that live here?
They look after us. What's it to you?
Well, they have killed multiple people. Like there's bone side.
Have you lived here long? Everybody tries to kill everyone here.
Oh, so it's perfectly
Yeah,
fine. Well,
it was self-defense. Go away. Yeah, she said go away. You should go.
I think we should really go away, guys. Let's just leave these crazy people in peace.
I cannot believe I'm saying this, but the children might be right.
Oh,
Maybe
that's
we should
not
just bugger off.
Mr. Corn. Well, look, Mr. Corn saying, should I use a spell to, you know, do something?
You're
Your
lagging.
mic just lagged out completely.
Do something what? Do what?
Should I cast a spell to make them leave, or something similar?
Well, as long as you don't do the same thing that certain bard did in the other campaign.
To clarify, he's referring. What he's trying to say is, as long as it doesn't hurt them, sure.
I cast message again saying the only limitation is it works on one of them, and that's all.
Thus,
No, unless I really tried.
Why are your mouths moving? Yeah, you're being weird.
Okay, in Infernal, I shout at them saying, "Shut up, children!"
You hear the one inside the doorway shout, "No, you shut up!" To which the other one spins around and smacks them round the face.
Oh, what the fuck?
wait, they understood Eternal. Ah,
Oh, we're getting somewhere here, aren't we?
Look, if you're not going to do anything, then bog off. Go away.
So I won't step foot. I won't step foot in that brimwheel again.
that is a bit awkward.
Ban it.
Do you say that, or? So, she was raised by tieflings.
Why did you?
Because she was being rude and talking to you. Yeah, you're gross. You should leave.
Actually,
Look!
talking to
So,
I've had enough. Go away. We don't want you here.
Hogan tries to sneakily throw a pebble at them.
Oh wait! Oh my god! I just imagine Saitama's throwing a pebble at some children. Boom!
I just in my head, there's like I just have this image of like if you physically compare Hogan to the size of the Rock, right? So there's these kids there just like saying stuff to a few people, and then the Rock just bending down, picking up a pebble, lifting it up, and then firing it like a cannon at the kid's head. Okay, can you roll me an attack roll with just a melee weapon that you're proficient with?
Sure.
And also a stealth roll, please.
Okay.
Okay, so you like are standing relatively in their view. You just casually bend down, pick up a rock, and throw it, and it clacks off of a wall near them. And the first one goes, "Oi!" And then another one leans around the corner and goes, "Did you just throw a rock?" And then the other one turns back, "He just threw a rock at us. Why would you throw a rock?"
yeah, why would you throw a rock, Hogan? What the fuck?
What he said. Why did you throw a rock?
Look,
You seem very hard children. I just wanted to see what you would do.
Well, how about we throw a rock back? They bend down, they pick it up, and they throw.
Oh my god.
I try to parry.
it must be.
Okay. Do you wanna roll me an athletics? Actually, I'm gonna make it a attack roll. You have disadvantage.
Okay.
21. Disadvantage when you click it once, it rolls it twice.
Oh, right, yeah. Never mind. So 21
Okay, what's your strength modifier?
+3.
+3. Okay, so that's 4 damage in total if you just take the 1 damage. Which normally comes with things like throwing pebbles. So this girl picks up the rock and throws it at you, and it would have missed you as it is. But you bring your axe off of your back and swing it like a baseball bat and hit that rock. And it arcs through the air and hits her square in the forehead. Her head lolls back, and as it comes forwards again, there's no blood, but like she's holding her face going, "Ow! Ow! He hit me! He hit you! He hit me with the rock that I threw! You're not very nice! Go away!"
Yeah, okay. We should really go. We're starting to hit on children's guys. Do you realize that we should just
Not a problem.
go?
We're not even sure if they're actual children. You can't trust anything in this land.
What do you mean, actual children? Are there pretend children?
Yes, we met some.
Where'd you get pretend children? Where'd you meet pretend children?
In the
Well,
dust
apparently.
I
What-
forgot
what-
to mention I don't care. Bye, go on.
Wait, what happened to the fucking crones? I don't get this. This is so fucking weird.
house.
Yeah.
Or the hags are standing behind them.
And no one can see them?
Sure. Which floor? There's the second floor and the third floor both have windows. There are no windows on the
Well,
ground
they
floor.
were walking from the third floor.
And they were doing something with crates, so they have these children just sitting there to tell people
Roll me
to
perception.
fuck off.
Why would you have advantage?
In hearing inside, all has advantage. Check.
Awesome. There is no one on the second floor. Roll me a perception.
13.
There is no one on the third floor.
Window crack. If it's not
Look,
broken.
children, I have a very strong sense of justice, says Yennerin, stepping forwards. He's walking with his quarterstaff as a old man style walking stick, but he's standing up straight. I fear that there might be nasty things inside of that house. Things that only we can protect you from. So I'm afraid I'm not going to let you send us away. Right, guys? And he looks back over his shoulder.
I nod. Henry.
Right, he said, and he normally does things right, so I'm going to come in and I'm going to look around. No, you're not. This is our home. Bug off. And she like arcs her hand back and flat palm smacks him square in the face. And she's a kid. Like this doesn't hurt. But he's like, "Oh, what are you doing? Come on!" And he bends down and tries to pick her up.
Wait, no.
You're just putting her over his knees. Starts... Bad children.
So yeah, he he succeeds. Wraps an arm around her and lifts her up under his arm like he's carry casing her, and says, "Come on!" And as he starts walking upstairs, you hear another kid cry out, "Morgantha!"
Wait, Yenorin went inside.
Yeah, Yenorin's just walking inside carrying one of the kids under his arm as the other kids chase up behind him.
Who is gonna land on?
Wait, no.
Okay.
Like,
Mid just running forwards. No.
yeah. I'm just.
What
running,
is it?
Trying to. Don't go in there. There's still the old lady or whatever is up in the.
Well, if
first
these
floor.
kids have survived here, then so can I. I don't think an old lady could kill a kid easier than she could kill me.
If these kids are here,
Ow,
then
stop
they're
biting.
with the old lady. They're not victims.
What if they are victims? We saw those two kids. They were victims, but they lured us into the house.
And I just turned to like the child that's still on the floor and ask, "Are you are you in danger or like are you victims?" Like just straight ahead.
Well, you're victimizing them.
Are
okay.
you victims?
Hogan is convinced by what Mid said, goes up to Yennerin, grabs him by the collar, and drags him away from the house, and is like, "Alright, that's enough. Let these children be. I don't care anymore. Let's just go."
He's still got the child under his
Yeah, I
arm.
was like,
What's about this one?
Let it go.
Well, it keeps biting me. I think if I let it go, it might hurt me.
No, just let it go and it'll stop.
I feel like we should force them to come with us. It would be safer with us than with the
No,
old
that's-
ladies.
Yenorin, that's kidnapping.
It's not kidnapping. It's taking them on a holiday.
It's literally kidnapping.
No, it's for their own benefits. It's like adoption.
I think he
You
means
don't know that. You're not the one to decide that.
it's like social
Let you
services.
Stop punching me.
I think he means it's like social service. I don't know what the.
What social services?
You're helping kids that is in danger of domestic violence trouble.
This child definitely seems like it causes domestic violence and trouble.
No, just put that kid down and
Please don't.
let's go.
I think.
Let's just go.
I don't know.
I really don't think this is for the best. I really don't. I just. You see the other two kids just inside the house looking out at Yenorin with their friend. Yen, what do you think? I don't care anymore.
I'd say, why would you give up so easily, Yenorin? Seems unlike you.
What do you mean?
Well, you're telling us all to leave him alone, aren't you?
No, I was saying the opposite. I was saying we should go inside.
Oh, who was it then?
Who was what?
Who was telling him to leave him be?
That was Yen.
Okay.
Or what?
Say, Yen, why would you give up so easily?
I just stopped caring. There's nothing here I want.
Well, I have real no reason to care anymore as well, to be honest. But it's more inspiring to see you try, for all of you. I'll stay out here, obviously, not go back in there again.
Well, we might leave if we get to talk to the old lady.
Yeah. We'll leave if we can talk to the old lady again.
No, not the old lady.
No! You can't talk to the old lady again. Go away and let go of me. And she bites in her teeth again. Just stop fucking biting me.
I wasn't
He
talking to you. I was
claps the
talking.
top of her head.
I was talking to them. I pointed. Could I talk to the old lady?
They look at each other and then they both shake their heads.
Or
who-
I will start
even
burning
think that?
this house down from top to bottom.
No, nobody's burning houses.
Have you ever heard of persuasion? So I'm not saying this in character.
Do you want to roll me an intimidation?
Yes.
I'm not sure you can then persuade someone with, I'm going to roast you. How much, what's your maximum hit points?
Maximum.
22. One sec.
Fuck. That doesn't sound good, Leighton. Douchebag.
Yeah. Why do you need to know his health?
You know my
Um,
maximum health.
So at the back, where the windmill is, you get a very quick response. Straight away, the two children's figures start expanding, and their backs start arcing, and their faces start wrinkling, their
Well,
noses start
does that
craning,
trigger
and both of them are
the-
doing hand
So
gestures at the same time.
Would that trigger who
So they
the
are only.
action?
I think it would, yeah. But-
Um,
You yourself would probably lose concentration since
Or-
you're since you would just be unconscious. Ooh. if I'm not mistaken, you said Hoot was on Yennarin's shoulder. And the one that Yennarin is holding, although it's transforming, was not the subject of anyone's attention when the other two started transforming. You are unconscious.
Called it.
So they were the old
Yeah.
lady.
They were indeed. Can everybody please roll me initiative?
Sure can.
Hogan is like, I knew it. What is with my rolls today?
Yeah, you're not very lucky.
Like literally, this is
Someone-
stupid.
Wait, so he just dropped?
Yeah, I asked.
He just dropped.
Okay.
Kalista,
Well, this one weren't I standing by around other people as well?
you
If I
were
can't-
around others. That is a very good point. I believe you did have the lowest HP though.
Wouldn't that be?
Yeah, it would. 2 and you're 22. You would both be unconscious. Actually, no. Hoot and Mott would fall unconscious. That would be it.
Victory!
You are still conscious. You get your turn.
Yay! Well then, I will cast. Word. Hmm. I will use my action.
Okay, so you run over to your owl.
Take
Oh
it.
god, this image in my head is ridiculous. You
Just shakes the bird.
you kneel over the owl. You slap it, and its head lolls across to the other side. Its eyes flicker open. It turns to face you, and you hear a resounding.
I asked the Manny doing that. He's lying on his face down, and when I slap it, it just 180 heads turns like. Right.
Oh hell yeah!
And can I
And
move?
that's your
further-
action.
Yeah, then I want to move, take Hoot, and move further back,
Okay, sure.
away from.
You are about 35 feet from the tower by the end of your movement. I'd say more like 45,
Yeah.
maybe 50. I'll say 50. Kalista, it's your turn.
Okay, I take it that if I cast a spell to a particular point, 10-foot radius, all those children will get caught in it, right?
The two in the windmill will. Yonorin
Okay.
is holding the other one, which is transforming as we speak.
Okay.
That one that Yonorin is holding would not get affected.
Ah, okay, sure. Well, I cast Shatter on as many as possible.
Okay, that would be the two in the windmill. I do not actually recall the spell Shatter, and that popped nothing out whatsoever.
Yeah.
Diddle-diddle.
Hey.
Okay, so I'm gonna roll their saves. Diddle-diddle-diddle-diddle.
Okay.
I'm just gonna do like one of those.
Sorry, I forgot to say what.
Both of them fail, presuming that your DC is above 11. Yeah, it is. Both of them fail,
I
so they each take 16 damage. Binary, what's up?
I forgot to say what damage dragon.
Oh, okay, got you. Okay. So as you cast
This
this
is for
spell,
Hogan, by the way.
okay, inspiration for Hogan.
What?
I believe I gave you a Bardic Inspiration button. If you select your token, it should be along the token bar at the top.
Oh, yeah.
I have Bardic Inspiration.
Yay.
You have a die. Michael, if you could please use the button that was at the top of the screen.
Yeah, I know. It's a 1d6 that I can add.
So
to
you
roll.
see that button that says use Bardic Inspiration?
Yeah.
Whenever you want to use it, click that button and you'll use it.
Thank you.
Okay. That was a lot of damage that you just dealt.
So that binds
As this
something.
spell, you cast these arcane gestures and clap your hands together, and as your hands collide, two forces of wind come in at the location of your choosing, and there's this shattering audio that just breaks out. Every window in the tower breaks. The flaps on the windmill itself get blown by the wind, and all of you feel this wave of audio hit you and clap in your eardrums. The witches inside the area, the hags inside the area, they scream an awful scream and "Ah! Bitch!" Mott is currently unconscious and cannot take his turn. However, since he is taking his turn at the same time as Ikor,
Yes.
if you wake him up with your action, you have a simultaneous turn. He would start as prone now.
I can wake up not by an action, but
Yep.
he'd be prone, so he couldn't move.
He has to use half his movement to stand up.
How far is he from the witches?
Mott is quite far, about 15 feet.
Okay, he could still reach it with a half.
However, he is within 5 feet of the witch that Yennerin is holding.
Okay, yeah. So Ekor would wake Mott up.
Okay, that's your
And-
action.
Mott would attack the closest witch.
Okay, so you wake Ekor up. He uses half his. Ekor wakes up Mott. Mott uses half his movement to stand up and then leaps at the half witch, half child still in Yennerin's arm. Yennerin hasn't actually noticed that the witch is transforming yet, and so he's like, "Oh, what's your dog doing? Control your dog! It's trying to steal the child! The child! Oh, the child's ugly!"
I guess when the weight getting heavier, so like. Whoop.
So, please make me an is it attacking or is it?
Attacking.
Okay, so Mott bites onto the leg, and the teeth don't break the skin. Then the child, with now a really long arced nose with a mole on it, one large eye and one small eye, twists its head round about 180 degrees to look at Mott, brings back its other heel, and as its leg grows longer, boots the dog in the face to get it off. Mott is kicked back and does not manage to hit.
Okay.
Ekor, that was also your turn, or do you want to move?
Nada. He won't move.
Okay. The witch that is currently being held by Yennerin twists in his arm, trying to break free. I'm going to make him make a DC 10 check to keep a hold before she has to roll anything. Which he easily succeeds at. So instead of using her turn to try and force herself out of his grasp, she casts a spell. She looks around, sees the person that threw a rock at her, and Hogan.
Yes.
I'm sorry, I'm just looking up the rules of this. I don't know if it has a check that you make when it first gets cast on you.
Okay.
Well, I get it on the turn order, visibly.
Sorry, say that again?
So Yen and Yennerin have the turns, right, on the turn order.
Oh god, yeah, thank you for reminding me. Yen will be taking a turn just after this one. Yennerin will be going at his turn number. Okay, I'm just going to be asking you if something hits you in a sec. Does 19 hit you, Hogan?
What do you mean 19? With
As an
my
attack
AC?
roll. Yeah.
No, I have AC 14. So yeah, I mean yes.
Okay. She fires this dark, swirling beam at you. And as it comes towards you, you get this overwhelming feeling of tiredness, but physical exhaustion more than sleepiness. From you deal half damage with all of your strength-based attacks.
Okay.
You sound so angry.
Yes. Wait, which bitch did that? Was it the one?
The one that
Yennerin-
Yennerin is holding.
Yes. Okay.
Mid, it is your turn.
Yes.
Oh, sorry, it's Yen's turn first. I forgot to run her through this. So, Yen very quickly whips out her short swords, one in each hand, and rushes forwards with them to attack the witch that Yennerin is holding. Both of the attacks hit.
Before Yennerin does his turn, can Hogan yell something?
Sure, absolutely.
Hogan just does. Yennerin, keep holding that bitch. Don't let her get out of your grapple.
All right, it's a really big child.
It's not a child.
It was a second ago. Mid, it is your turn. Sorry about that interruption.
No, don't worry. Wait, the two that are there inside, the two that are together.
Yes.
Okay. And where are the people the closest to them? Like
The people that are closest to them are. Sorry, just sorting something. Kalista is quite near to them. Yen was, but ran away from them. Kalista is about 15 feet away from them,
Okay.
same as Yennerin and Hogan, but they are quite spaced out. So you've got the windmill on, let's say, the north side. Then from the entrance down to the right is Kalista. Straight down is Yennerin and Koran and Mott and Ikor. And then over on the down to the left is where Hogan is.
I imagine to be further back, to be honest, so if I knew this, I would have moved back a little bit.
Okay,
so
let's say
there's-
that you're about 25 feet away over down to the right.
Okay, thanks.
Okay, so there's
And you are directly south of the windmill.
Okay.
No, sorry, that was for mid. You are down to the right of the windmill.
yeah, okay. So there's no one really near them. So do you allow me to make so that try to entangle them? But, like,
Absolutely.
just
Yeah.
trying only the two of them.
So you cast the spell, and not only do vines start crawling out the ground, but as they back off, a great vine breaks through the ground of the building behind them and starts crawling in through the brickwork around them. Vines start crawling out and wrapping around them. So it's a strength save.
Yeah. So still 13 for the DC.
Okay. Since there's two of them, I'm just going to do it as an alternate roll and strength. One of them succeeds, one of them fails. So that is restrained.
Yep.
And that's another strength check. Okay, awesome. Really dry throat today. It
Me
becomes
too.
Yennerin's turn, and Yennerin decides, This
and
woman is a bit much. Oh, sorry.
sorry.
Did you want to move?
Yeah. No, I just wanted to prepare my quarterstaff, to imbue it with magic, like with shillelagh. Do I?
Okie doke. Yeah,
Because
yeah,
it's
that's a bonus action. Oh, if it takes a spell slot, you can only cast one spell per turn that is not a cantrip.
Yeah.
Oh, Shillelagh's a cantrip. Okay, all good.
Yeah. Okay, so then my turn is done.
Okay. Yennerin tries to shove the witch to the ground, prone, so that he can pin her in place. He attempts this with a roll of 8. A beautiful roll.
Oh my god. Have you ever wrestled and tried to like push the other person prone, but fell upon you?
That's essentially what happens. So he's holding her under his arm, and as she gets her feet to the ground, he places his hands on her shoulders, twists his leg round behind her, pushes, and his foot slips, and he throws himself backwards, just catching himself before he lands on the floor. He's still got a grip on her arm, and still shoves himself forwards to try and grab a hold of her, but she is not falling to the floor anytime soon. And he leaves his turn at that. Hoot.
I'm gonna wait and
Okay, I'll move Hoot along. Hogan.
Right. So, Yennerin is still grappling the witch by her arm, right?
Yep.
And she's standing up.
She is standing up.
Hogan walks up to her since she was the one that cast the spell and.
At the start of the turn, sorry, I did forget this. At the start of your turn, can you please make me a Constitution save? End of your turn.
Right.
Don't worry, carry on.
Okay. He attempts to chop her arm off. The one that Yennerin is holding. At her shoulder.
Okay. In that case, you make me a attack roll with a -5 to hit compared to your normal.
What, is that because of the spell or because I'm trying to do something specific?
That's because you're trying to do something specific.
Oh, so it's just a regular D20 then.
oh.
Let's do that.
Can you please make me another D20?
Oh my god, what is this?
So, you start taking a few steps forwards. Your muscles cramped and achy, your body sluggish. You pull back the weapon, you lock up every muscle you can, and the witch turns to look at you. You freeze for a split second, and you pull down the axe as hard as you can, but the witch has already yanked, and Yennerin's arm is there now. Can you please make me the damage roll as though you had used your heavy hit?
Wait. That'll be 1d12 plus 3. No, plus 13. But I do half damage because
You
I'm
do
exhausted.
half damage.
Or not exhausted, but the fucking spell.
Oh no.
So you bring your axe down, and he lets go to avoid getting his arm lobbed off completely, and you still open his arm up quite badly, right the length of the forearm. What the fuck are you doing? Now she's free! What's this? As he starts shouting and bitching, she swings a claw at him, and he leans back and goes, "Wow, bad kitty!" Can you please now, Hogan, make me your Constitution save?
Yes. As Hogan just says, "Oh, I'm sorry. I don't know. My muscles aren't working as they should."
You succeed on the save, and you feel this black, you see this black shape just push its way out of your body and disperse in the air around you. Your muscles no longer feel tired.
Can I rage? Or
Yes,
is my turn
absolutely.
over? Okay,
If you
I
can rage as a bonus action, you can rage.
Okay. I rage and I look at the witch in her eyes and I say, "You."
Okay. Next turn. The two witches in the... There's a name for it. Windmill. Do-do-do-do-do-do-do.
Roughly.
Yes, and they are restrained, not just entangled. So the one that is restrained is going to try and break free. That is her action. That is a strength check. Which is a success.
Ah, swine.
And it's still difficult terrain. The one that did not have to make that check. Thinking about what they see and what was just cast at them. Mid
Yes.
and Kalista, please both make me luck rolls.
Ah,
I like how Mike's like, damn it, and then Mid's like, double damn it. Okay, so they, the one that's free takes a few steps forwards, raises her hand, and arcs her fingers as she throws her wrist forwards. And from the end of her finger, there's a flash of blue light, and
Okay.
3 missiles fly through the air towards you.
What?
I'm just going to make sure I get all the rules for it right.
Wait, Leighton.
Yes.
Bring him feeble. Sudden attack.
Yeah, that's why she rolled one.
Oh, I thought there was.
We do when you see it coming.
I don't.
Okay, you don't get any chance to defend yourself mid as you take 6 damage. 3 blue beams arcing from her finger, spiraling around one another, and they all collide with your body in different locations at the same time. Fortunately for you, it wasn't that, they didn't hit anywhere vital. They hit your forearm, they hit your upper leg, they hit your shoulder, but they take a lot of wind out of you.
Is it hot?
It's not hot so much as numb. The moment it hits you, you see it does real physical damage, but you can't feel it.
Okay.
And then over the next few seconds, you feel the pain begin to tingle back in, and it's like you've just fallen over and your knee is still scraped and numb, but the pain is coming.
Okay. Okay.
Unfortunately, it seems to go straight through your armor and deal damage to your body.
Shit, no. What?
The 2 hags, you see them make their way out of the building, heading towards the edge of the zone that is rough terrain, but they don't quite make it out of the rough terrain at the end of their turns. It's Hoot.
Applied. It's 50 with them. How close together are
How close together are the other 2?
the double hags?
Within 15 feet.
Then, open. Peek. Hold.
Oof, bloody hell. They both succeed.
Take 4 points of.
Each, okay.
And fly around. Back up.
Okay.
And I'm gonna walk up to the hag by Hogan. Oh yeah, Hogan. And with booming blade, attack with my.
Okie doke. Wow, way.
What, that is. Oh yeah.
You bloody plus 4 in bloody dex.
Is the
Yeah, that's.
is the 0?
Okay. So you don't deal any damage unless she moves, and then you deal damage. Okay. Oh, okay. Weird mental queries, but don't worry. That 8 damage would immediately go through. So you bring down your dagger and you stab and slash. And the blade doesn't I've got a question. Casting that spell, does the melee attack count as magical? Okay. So you bring down the dagger and stab into her, and it hits her flesh and presses it in, and she screams in pain, but the her skin doesn't break apart from the very tip of the dagger where a trickle of blood runs down. You try to make another stab, and she leans back, twists, and swings her claws at you, forcing you to back off a little.
Okay, with that. Again. Behind.
Oh, so you're actually going to move out of her reach? Then yes, she'll take a reaction. Can you please make me a defense roll?
13.
13 is not good enough, I'm afraid. Her claws, as you take a step back and slash with your dagger, just as it goes past her, she leaps forwards and grabs at the very top of your shoulder. You twist your body to try and pull yourself out of her reach, but unfortunately that causes her nails to go all the deeper. As you twist your body, as her nails scrape down over your collarbone and across your chest, you take 13 damage.
13 damage?
13
hell,
damage.
man?
It is Yen's turn. So Yen is relatively close to the switch, and she runs forwards, preparing her weapons as she does so, and slashes twice again. Both of which miss badly. She's standing within the witch's range, but the witch twists to face Hogan.
Oh no.
Kalista, it is your turn.
I would like to giggle a little bit, and at the closest, whichever of these are closest, attack.
He's giggling in a boot.
Attack it with what? Sorry.
Allies.
Oh, wow, that was a high roll. Okay. Wisdom saves. Ooh, it succeeds, I'm afraid. Does it take half?
Attack.
Yeah, half that.
Yeah.
Good idea, at least.
That's psychic, right? Yeah.
Be gone. Shoo.
Be gone, thoughts.
You see the witch cover her ears, look at you with bloodshot eyes, and scream out. Ah! Stop fucking with my head! It is Mott's turn.
Okay, can Mott attack the closest enemy?
Yes, he's attacking, right? Not grappling.
Yeah. Oh shit.
Can you make me another attack roll, please?
Okay.
Okay. Mott jumps forwards to bite his teeth into the hag, and she twists and leaps back. She jumps, Mott lands clumsily, his body, his flank exposed to her. She arcs her claws and swings them at him from below, but he manages to recover and keeps moving instead of stopping or trying to move back, avoiding her claw and landing the other side of her. Just to explain what happened there, you rolled a 1, so you made another roll, and since it was not a 1 or a 2, you recovered.
Okay.
Flanking.
I am, yes. Oh, did forget to tell you guys. Again, very sorry. We're testing some flanking rules. If there's a teammate on either side of an enemy, and you arrange that you both know that you're there and you are on either side of an enemy, you both get +2 to your attack rolls against that enemy.
Wait,
Oh.
If you're flanking an enemy, the people that are flanking it get +2 to their attack rolls against that enemy,
Okay.
presuming the enemy is not in cover.
Okay.
Ekor, it is your turn.
Yep. So Hecor is gonna try to attack the which Lot was attacking.
Ooh, they both hit.
Ooh, that
Yeah.
worked.
Damn. Yeah, good rolls. Okay, so the moment that Mott leaps out the way and she swings her claw upwards, you jump in there and dive your short sword upwards into her chest. This shoves her back, and as she moves backwards, you swing your other short sword round from the side and slash across her midriff, tearing her clothes open and drawing a straight, faint line of blood. You actually felt her skin break open with that slash.
Yay.
She twists and looks at you and goes, "Ah, you're nothing without your filthy companion." Then she takes her turn. She twists, facing Mott. Can you please make a defense roll on Mott's behalf? Ooh, very nice. He's a very spicy beam.
That
She dives forwards and swings her claws from a low angle, and Mott snaps at her hand, forcing her to take a double take and just stop her hand just before it reaches the wolf. Mott then jumps forwards and barks at her, which catches her off guard, and she takes another step back. However, she maintains her composure enough to reach inside of her cloak, and she vanishes.
Oh, what?
She vanishes. She's just gone.
a rooster.
Yeah.
Mid, it is your turn.
Yes. Where are the remaining? I'm a bit lost.
So there's the windmill on the north side of the map, and then further south is where the majority of people are fighting in melee.
Yeah. Okay.
Just outside the southern exit of the windmill, barely 10 feet away from the door, I would not even say that, are the 2 other hags who are trying to make their way outside of the building since it's
they're
got loads
still
of vines in
quite-
it. Yeah.
Okay, they're still quite.
Over to
near the
over to the right of those characters is Kalista. She's about 25, 30 feet away. And over to the left, there's nobody. So it's the main party is south of that, and you are just beyond the main party, but you can see the windmill.
Yeah. I don't fully like. I just try to get in at range distance and try to poison spray one of the hags, or maybe one of the hags.
Okay.
The nearest one, I guess.
I will roll a Constitution save. It fails. Can you please roll me a D12?
D12. Oh, it failed the Constitution. So
That's unfortunate.
I
You
thought
run
I
forwards
felt-
and throw this spray of poison. You perform an arcane gesture, and as you raise your hand, the poison sprays out from your sleeve like some sort of magic trick. The majority of the vines around the hag catch the driplets of poison. However, one drop lands square in the middle of the hag's forehead, and she recoils and screams as what is essentially a bindi is imprinted between her eyebrows.
Well, it can't make it frog.
I suppose not, no. Do you move back at all? That only took about 20 feet of your movement.
Yeah, I try to remain to keep a distance. So yeah, I go back.
Okay. Using your remaining 10 feet, you are a total of 20 feet away from that specific
Okay.
hag.
Fine.
Yonoran takes his turn. Where the fuck did the witch go? Oh, I swore! Yennerin turns and faces the other hags and says, well, we dealt with one of them, we'll deal with the others now. He runs forwards and clacks it in the head with his staff, followed by a kick. 16 actually misses. He jabs forwards at head height with the quarterstaff, brings it back after missing, twists and brings his heel down from a high angle, which collides with the side of the hag's jaw. The same one that you just used poison spray on, believe it or not. He then rushes backwards and ends his turn. Hogan, it is your turn.
Hogan will attack the same witch that Yennerin was attacking
Okay.
with his great axe.
Bear in mind, Yennerin has the ability to automatically disengage. If you don't and you move out the witch's distance, then it gets an opportunity attack.
Yeah, I know.
Okay, so you run over and make your attack roll. 17 hits.
Yeah, boy.
Go for damage.
So that would be a... Nope, that would be 20. 1d. 12 plus 5 Reno. 13.
I am confused about one thing.
Yes.
When you originally made the attack roll, when you unintentionally hit Yennerin, you did 1d12 plus 13.
Yes. I wasn't raging then. But it was a heavy
got you.
attack.
Got you. Is your... Wait a second. Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought your strength was a little higher than that.
Plus 3.
Yeah. I forgot about the feat that you took last level. I thought your stats went up. Okay, you bring your axe overhead and slam it through the vines into the hag's chest. The hag takes the blow, supported by the vines that are just behind her, looks you in the eyes, and cackles. You think normal weapons hurt us? You're wrong, idiot! Are you using any movement?
I guess I can't attempt to disengage.
No, that's an action.
Yeah. Then no, I will stay there.
Okay, while raging, the first enemy you hit on each turn, I believe it is, cannot target anyone but you without disadvantage.
Yeah.
Lucky for
Can I
her, she does target you.
Can I look at Corin and be like, dude, give me that magic stuff?
You give Corin a look. It is a little bit panicky, a little bit needy, and very angry. You then turn back with that crazy look in your eye to see her breaking one arm free of the vines and arcing it down at you. Can you please make me a defense roll?
But
Yes.
hang on.
It's just that the vines are difficult terrain because
Okay.
they're so difficult to push around.
Bardic inspiration.
Bardic Inspiration, scroll up and click that button. It's quite a ways.
I got it.
A bonus 5, that would raise your roll to 14. 14 is too low.
Fuck. Can I go get some water? My throat is really dry.
Do you want to wait until the end of this attack?
Yeah.
Yeah. So the hag brings her claws over, and I'm just going to roll the damage so I can accentuate this. Okay. So you twist back to see her claw coming down. You try to raise your weapon and you hit her elbow, but her claw still manages to catch into your shoulder. As you try and force her off of you, raising her arm higher and higher, her nails still manage to hang on to your flesh and pull it up, stretching it and eventually breaking it open. Blood gushes down from over your shoulder and you take 11 points of damage. Remember that your rage halves that.
Oh, right. Round up or round down?
Rounded down, but to a minimum of 1.
Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go get some water.
Okie doke. The other of the hags manages to break free. It looks around and it targets the person that caused the vines to appear.
No.
No.
Mhm.
You take 15 damage as again she flicks her other hand this time and 3 beams arc and spiral through the air. These ones hit very vital spots. 2 of them
Shit.
fire up into your stomach, making you feel sick, like you need to vomit. And just as your mouth opens, the 3rd one hits you in the face and you are knocked backwards.
Oh shit. So how many did you say?
15.
15. Oh. Ah.
It is Hoot's turn.
Uh,
That hag moves quite close to the party. It is about 10 feet away from everyone, apart from Callisto, who is way off in another direction.
Well, it moved away from, or they weren't.
It did. It was the other hag who moved around Hogan.
And the witches aren't in.
Correct.
Then swoop down behind the hag from like around the tower, Hogan, and just out of range.
As the owl flies down around the tower, you cast the spell, and
well,
that's a
the
dexterity
owl,
save, correct?
The owl.
Yeah. And that is cold damage. And the save comes out with a 4.
And as the
one that Hogan is in conflict
Yeah.
with, yeah?
and as it continues forward, it's gonna basically try to touch the hag on the head. Cast shock.
That would be an attack roll.
Ah.
That very much fails. Can you please make me another attack? Okay. The owl manages to recover. It swoops down at the hag, expecting her to be just as bound due to the thickness of the branches around her. But now that they're frozen, she snaps her hand to the side, through the branches, shattering them as she does so, and tries to grab the owl's legs. The owl reacts in time, though, and manages to retreat.
And as flies forward, touch the axe.
Didn't you just cast a spell for Shocking Grasp?
That
But aren't they both spells that are
No.
level 1?
is crossbit. Cantrip and
Awesome. Okay, so that gives him a stat bonus to the weapon, or just
Plus-
makes it magic?
+1.
Okay.
And
I'll be sure to remind him when he gets back.
gonna. Can it
I'm
has
here.
60 feet of fly? Can it around the tower again?
Yeah, absolutely.
It has the beautiful flyby rate.
So there is no
reaction.
reaction attack, yes. Yeah, so your Hogan, your weapon is now +1 attack and damage, and it has quote unquote magical for an effect.
Nice.
On Yen's turn, again, she goes for the same hag twice, attacking with each of her weapons. And both of her attacks managing to miss. She's beginning to get a bit pissy.
Oh, she has that.
She does. Kalista, it is your turn.
Okay, whichever one is closest to more people.
The one that's closest to more people or closest to you?
Oh god, I guess one that's closest to me, I don't know.
That would be the one that is currently in a battle with Hogan.
Oh, the other one's doing...
The other one is about an extra 10 feet further away from you and about to get into a fight with everybody else.
Okay. That one?
Okay?
I quietly say to myself, let's giggle together and cast hideous laughter.
Oh, I fucking love this spell. Okay, wisdom savior.
Yep.
Awesome. 11 fails, right?
Yep.
Okay. Fall prone, cackling, becoming incapacitated and unable to stand up for the duration. At the end of each of its turns, each time it takes damage, the target can make another saving throw. Okay. Okay, got you. The target has advantage on its saving throw if it is triggered by damage. Okay. It is Mott's turn. Robin?
Yep.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's alright.
Mott's going to attack again? At
Yep, okay, the witch is still within, the hag is still within range, yeah. So you run over to the new hag that's just turned up and cast a spell on
Holy
mid. That +0 is very wrong.
What?
You should roll another 2d4.
Wow.
Okay, so, and I need a strength save as well, okay. Oh, it's DC 11 and she rolled 11.
Oh.
Mid runs forwards. Sorry, Mott. Mott runs forwards at this witch after seeing her lash her finger around to cast the spell. Seeing that movement, it triggers that inner reflex in all puppers to chase the thrown stick. He runs, jaw already salivating, jumps, going for the arm, and as the arm moves out the way, lands with his jaw around the hag's head. He starts shaking his head, left and right, lashing about, and as the hag wraps her claws up and into his mouth and forces him off, she has bite marks in the side of her head that are all dripping blood that's draining down her face. And she is already laughing at this point, but she's going to get to make a wisdom save with advantage because of this attack.
Oh.
She did take quite a bit of damage, though. I'm bad at math. There we go. And a wisdom save with advantage. The spell effect, Michael, wears off.
Okay.
Is it a course turn?
It is their call's turn.
Okay, so Ekor's gonna cast Hunter's Mark because it's a bonus action. He's
Yep,
also...
on the closest hag?
Yeah.
Yep.
He's also going to attack.
Okay.
Shit.
10 is unfortunately a little low.
Wow. That was bad.
I can imagine it does. So you rush forwards with your short sword, don't you? Oh, okay, bonus action for the other attack, yeah.
Yep.
So you rush forwards with your short sword and make a thrusting attack as the witch stops cackling, lowers her hand from her face where Mott just bit her, and sees you rushing towards her. She uses Mott's location to step just aside, and you can't duck closer towards her because of where he's positioned.
Okay.
Hogan,
Yes.
another hag appears next to you.
Is it the one that
Sorry,
that was...
I say next to you, within 5 feet of you. She's behind you. Having to focus on an enemy either side of you is intensely difficult. And the moment you notice he's there, she's already attacking. Can you please make me a defense roll?
Yes.
17 would normally have done it. Because you are being flanked, it does not.
Bardic Inspiration. But I guess it's too late.
It is too late. By too late, I mean you don't have one now. Unless you got given another one, which I don't think you did.
No.
Oh, you only get to use it once?
Yes.
Okay, never mind. I thought it was a concentration spell that stays on you.
No, it's a bonus action each time that it's the bard's turn.
Ah.
You get hit as you twist and look around. There's a hag there holding a stone in one hand and clawing at you with the other. You take 13 damage, which you can half with your rage.
Yes. So that was...
As her hand arcs over, and as you try to knock it aside with the head of your axe, you time it slightly wrong, moving quicker than you should have. Her claw makes it just around and catches the side of your face, scraping it open from the top of your scalp down to the bottom of your jaw. Just before you manage to knock her hand aside with your axe. You are focusing on an enemy both sides of you. Mid, it is your turn.
Yeah, so, wait, did one of the hags, come closer? Or, I don't remember,
The hag that came close had a spell cast on her. She's still too far away to hit you with melee.
Yeah, but, okay. How much distance would I travel if I wanted to go near her?
20 feet?
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. So mid goes up to her and like, oh, you don't normal attacks don't do anything, and he just hits her with the shillelagh magic.
The other side of her, the other side of her is Robin, so you do get +2 to your attack roll, but you didn't even need it.
Wait till like, oh, the regular attacks? Slam.
Go ahead with your damage roll.
Oh.
There's no plus.
And
You do
and
still
then-
add your strength modifier.
I'm sorry.
You still add your strength modifier like you will with a normal weapon attack. So if you have a positive strength modifier, you add that too.
If I had a positive strength modifier, I have +0. So
That would be why. Okay. And that hits her very lightly across the back of the knuckles. You see her knuckle shatter.
Like his
One of the
spellcasting.
knuckle bones. Oh, it's her. Is it?
Yeah, for the duration for
Jesus.
spellcasting. Like,
Okay, let me just check his spellcasting ability modifier. That would be that. Okay, so that would be Shillelagh attack actually gets there and also there. There we go. So that deals 4 damage, not 1.
Oh, okay. And then he takes.
You bring the club down, and as it hits the back of her hand, you hear a crack, and one of her fingers breaks off at a funny angle, and it's not her finger that broke; it's the back of her hand.
Oh. Okay, and then he takes a step back and starts turning into. Oh yeah, I can use these. What?
I hope not.
Yeah, do you see that? He exploded.
Yeah, it turns into a bear.
Okay.
Fireball.
Do you like your macro? Isn't it
Yeah.
nice?
Yeah, it's fun. It's fun.
Okay, is that the end of your turn?
Yeah. I step back.
Okay, Yanorin on his turn, he says, "Oh bloody hell! You've got one behind you, Hogan." He runs over and he tries to clack her on the back of the head. You and Hogan, are now flanking the one behind you.
Yay! Is that the same witch that Yenorin was holding before?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
Which of them looks?
He
hurt?
swings at her, and unfortunately misses, and then spirals around, bringing his heel arcing downwards, and collides with her forehead as she turns to face him. This collision causes her face to wrinkle and smush as it drags her head down very briskly. She clearly looks perturbed by it, but does not look overly injured. The most injured currently is the one that Hogan was originally focusing on, who is bleeding from multiple cuts. The one that Mid, Ekor, and Mott are currently circled around also looks rather injured, but the one that is the one that appeared behind Hogan looks rather well upkept. Hogan, it is your turn. Your weapon is glowing. You have +1 to your attack and damage rolls.
Hogan will attempt to. Oh, my character sheet just pooped itself. Let me show you guys. I will as soon as I actually can. Looking for madness. How do I close my character sheet and open it again? That up to the left, that's my character sheet.
Double tap your like the section.
You don't get it. It doesn't have the bar on top of it. I just refreshed the page. It's fine.
Oh my god, I see what you mean. You can't even resize it.
Comment
Nope.
if you press. Send you.
It didn't work. Didn't work.
No, because once it's set to open in a way, it just opens in that way only. I've had that same bug. It's so annoying.
Okay. Now I can attack. I will attack the very injured witch.
Okay,
Do I have +1 on attack or on damage?
both.
Oh. So that would be. What?
We have-
Really?
Could I give him my
Yeah, you can re-roll.
Oh, thank you.
Oh!
Okay, so
Wait, a lot
that's
of
really
things
nice.
can
That's really nice. You double all of the die.
Right. Wait.
Oh
If I
god!
score critical hits.
Is that 3
Uh,
12s?
Yeah, you roll an additional die whenever you crit, don't you?
Yeah, and I double the damage. Okay. So
Hey.
that's 3d12 plus 6.
If it would normally be +5, yes, it is now +6.
Yeah, because I'm still raging.
That was a D20 plus 3d12 plus 6.
Oh, yeah, that.
Oh,
Sorry.
Oh, that's two
3d12.
12s, a 4, two 12s and a 7.
Unfortunately, I'm not going
There
to
you
take
go.
it. It's just a bit fucky.
Yeah, that it is.
listen.
21. Damn. And it's magical.
Yep.
Okay,
Yep.
so you bring your axe down, and you are just about to miss when Korin sees this, raises his hand, and using the magic that he's imbued into the weapon, twists its angle, correcting your path. And you go down at the perfect angle. The angle just changes mid-flight at such an unexpected speed that the hag cannot compensate for it. And you bury it into the side of her neck, and it goes down and hits bone, stopping on the collarbone, and shattering it in two. The hag wails. It is unearthly, this scream that breaks from her mouth. And with your like wild-eyed grin spreading across your face, you look, and she's still moving.
What?
She's still ready to hit you, but she is bleeding, and that injury was severe.
Well, guess what? There's more. I get to attack again as a bonus action.
Yeah, you do.
So that would be plus 6 again. Okay then.
Hey,
Unfortunately,
hero dice, you can't give them out.
no. No, but I will let you use them on a friend's roll.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah. You-
That 13 goes up to 16. Unfortunately,
Would it
16 is still too low.
is 6 there is a calc?
He's not attacking the one that he is flanking. He's attacking the one that he specified, which was the one with the lowest health.
I was thinking that I could kill her, and then if I killed her, I would get to attack again, and then I would attack the one I'm flanking. But yeah, it didn't work out.
Is that the end of your turn?
Yes, it is.
Okay. The witch before you, with her collarbone broken and her one arm sagging off at a very awkward angle, she, just making sure this is correct. It is. She dives her hand forwards at chest height, aiming squarely for the center of your chest. Can you please make me a defense roll?
Yes, sir.
You're going to need to roll very high. Oh, that's low.
It's one of them is.
No, it's okay.
I
I'm
have it
still
set.
raging.
Yeah, but it's not gonna be bludgeoning.
Her nails hit your chest and twist. You feel your skin break and tear open. And as she yanks downwards, that patch of your flesh is entirely ripped away. Your raw skin beneath exposed. You take 13 points of damage.
What type of?
So 6.
Piercing.
Yeah, 6. Well, don't thank the gods yet. We're not done.
Mid Ekor and Mott, the witch you are fighting, it is her turn. She casts sleep centered on herself. Do.
I've lost how many dice I need to roll again, but I believe it's 5d8. It is just that. I was correct, yes.
Mott instantly falls asleep. And that is the end of her turn. But she cackles and looks at you.
Now, what can you do? You can't help but save him, can you?
Try me, bitch.
Bitch, I don't give no fucks. It is Hoot's turn, and Corin can act simultaneously.
Who come from behind?
It will be out of view entirely. No, they expect it coming. I'll give you flanking, yeah. It is essentially flanking.
So,
Actually, no, I'm actually going to say no because you're going at such high speeds. To get around this thing, 60 feet each turn is quite difficult to pull off.
thinking. Oh, crossbow.
Shocking grasp, sure.
The hurt one.
Yeah. I'm actually going to say that hits. That would only need +1.
And
Okay, so the owl scoops past, and as this hag is swinging and slashing and tearing at Hogan, who is blocking the majority of the attacks, but that one got through that ripped the patch of his skin off. The owl swoops down, and as the hag grins, the owl swoops by and scrapes its talon across where Hogan ripped open her shoulder. And as it makes contact with that tiny bit of viscera dangling past, Shocking Grasp is activated. Lightning blasts up the witch from behind, and you see sparks, Hogan, arc between her teeth as her eyes glow up blue and her body shakes.
Oh god.
She is still standing.
doesn't have a reaction.
She doesn't have a reaction, okay.
Oh, or let's hope it doesn't fuck me else. We'll try to distract her. Aid.
Okay. Yes. And Corin's had his turn. Is he moving anywhere? Binary.
Yes, move behind the one that is by me, and who just gonna flapping behind her, flank.
Yes, it does. Just so you're aware, the one that Corin is behind is not the same one Hoot is behind.
I know.
Okay, yeah, just making sure of that. Yen is going to attack again. This time, she has flanking. 25
Boy.
certainly hits.
Oh my
As
god!
does the second 25.
Why?
And sneak attack.
No.
Oh my
I swear to God, this website
Aw.
is racist.
That would make it up to 21 total. The first 9 of which... No, the first 20 of which is silvered. Oh god. You see Yen, as you move around to the back of this hag, she twists to face you, and just as she turns, you see this glint behind her. As Yen leaps up, both short swords prepared like daggers, and dives them down into the body. The silvered one sinks right the way into the hilt, the other one stops and gets broken off to one side. The moment she gets the chance, she pulls the short sword free and leaps back to her original position, weapons readied yet again. And the hag, blood pours bubbling and gurgling out from the wound as she dribbles.
Ah! Halfling, you will pay!
Yen ends her turn, and Kalista, it is your turn.
Okay. On whichever one Looks like it's gonna be more of a threat overall to us, like based on who it's attacking, which is mockery.
Okay. Sorry, on which one is this?
Whichever one's gonna be more of a threat overall. Like Hogan can take it. What about the others?
So there's one of them that's surrounded. Hogan has an enemy on either side.
Okay.
So it's your decision. They are both, I would say, of equal threat. You are going to need to decide on this one.
Well, one is really
One of
hurt,
the-
the other one.
The one closer to me and next to Hogan, that one.
Okay. DC 14 Wisdom save. Failed. And that means disadvantage on next attack. Oh damn.
Hogan gets this.
Oh, Hogan, you have a
Hogan.
bardic inspiration.
Ooh, thank you.
Remember, you can click that button to pop that out at any time, and it will still work.
Yeah.
Do you want me to put a name with it next time? I'll work that out. I'll do something.
Just put a little icon on Hogan's token.
Could do, yeah.
That's what I do.
Hogan, if you want to stick a token, an icon on yourself to remind you.
Sure.
Okay, so you start muttering this incantation, and the hag that has already been electrocuted, chopped open, frozen, and tied down with vines, is mentally assaulted. She begins to cover her ears and goes, voices, and you can see blood dribbling out from between her teeth as she crushes them together so hard. It is Mott's turn.
Mott is unconscious.
Mott is
He's asleep.
unconscious. Thank you for reminding me. I am
He's
very
asleep,
thankful
yeah.
of this. It is Ekor's turn.
Ekors is going to rush at the jerk witch and hit her with his short sword. And
Okay, you also
he's
have
going-
flanking, so both of those easily hit.
And he's going to apply the Hunter's Mark. He says, fuck her.
Okay. Is Hunter's Mark only once per turn?
Yeah.
Choose a creature you can see so that whenever you hit it with a weapon attack. So that's actually for each
Wait.
attack.
Doesn't it says only once per turn in the...
It might do. You choose a creature you can see within range and mystically mark it as your quarry. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to a target whenever you hit it with a melee weapon attack. No, that's all it says.
Oh.
I think you're thinking of the Giant Slayer ability.
Oh, I might have read it wrong, so... Sure, I'm re-rolling.
I will check the spell on a separate website just to confirm. Hunter's Mark. Until the spell ends, you deal an extra 1d6 damage to the target whenever you hit it with a weapon attack. It is exactly the same. You deal a 2d6 bonus because you hit it twice.
Okay.
Therefore, that is a total of 6 plus 7, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
That's all.
Okay, so you use your first short sword attack. You step forwards and stab straight at neck height. The hag sees you doing this and leans out the way, and there's a very faint scrape across, but you're expecting her to lean out the other way as you twist your body and use the other short sword to lunge upwards into her chest, using her momentum to push her down onto the weapon, finally breaking her skin and burying it in deep. While she's stuck in place, you apply pressure with the first short sword and cut straight across her throat, twisting to pull out the original sword and taking a step back. She bleeds from every cut that you've managed to land on her, and I forgot how much damage that dealt. Okay.
18.
Yep. She is cut open in multiple places. You can tell that, like with some of the other creatures you fought, her flesh has more of a resistance to your weapons than most normal creatures. But she is flailing. She is not doing well at all now, and the one that Hogan's fighting is pretty much sagging and falling apart. Hogan, the hag behind you, the one that looks like it's faring for the best.
Yeah.
While behind you, she tries to sink her claws into your flesh. Please make me a defense roll. As before, you are being flanked. That
Bardic
10 is
Inspiration.
very low. Bardic Inspiration. I'm actually going to disallow it because even with it, you wouldn't be able to make the save.
Oh. Okay.
You bring your axe round and try and knock this blow aside, and she just backhands your axe out the way and buries her claws into the front of your neck. You bring the axe up to try and whack at her arm, and she uses her other clawed hand to just grab your fist. She digs in her nails, and it's not until Yennerin, just behind her, clocks her in the back of the head that she lets you free, at which point she twists and starts fending off his blows as well as your own. You take 15 points of damage from the claw marks that are buried into your neck and scraping down, dribbling along your chest and over the hole that's already been dug into it.
That's no fun.
Mid, it is your turn.
Yes. Okay, so I try to can I try to pin down the hag that is in front of me?
That would be an athletics check.
Okay, so I can. Okay. Wait, I have to bring up the bear sheet. Athletics, you say?
Athletics, yes. Oh my god. Binary, get rid of that fucking master.
It's always ready.
I've got to admit though, it does very much highlight when someone crits.
Yeah.
Unless she rolls the same, which she definitely didn't, you lift yourself up in the air with a and after she's just been sliced open by a core, and as a core takes a step back, she looks at him, ew, and then she realizes she's in the shade. She looks up, me, and then you drop on her, and I'm gonna say she is prone, and if you want to, you can grapple her as well.
Yeah, I think it's.
If you grapple her, she can't get back up unless she beats you in a grapple check.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I'll try to grapple for now. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So she is. You literally land on top of her and pin her in place. She is prone and grappled.
Did I just? Is that a falling bear? Okay. I think. Yeah. So I'll end here. Like. Yeah.
Okay.
I just fall down here.
It is Yennerin's turn. I've got your back, Hogan. You don't need to worry about this one. He swings his quarterstaff, and oh my god.
Clayton.
Really, I'm
Aye.
doing my best. He clocks her again with a martial arts, and then spends a key point to use another martial arts.
May
Really, I'm just breaking her down.
I? May I?
Holy
Clayton,
shit.
please.
You may.
Yay!
You may.
Oh my god! Yes! Oh damn it! Now I
It's the
just,
second damage only.
now I just imagine fucking every time someone crits, you hear in this end. Oh.
Okay, so he says, "I've got this one," while facing you, leaning round the enemy, and he just drives the quarterstaff square into the back of her head. And as she turns to look at him, he flat palm strikes her up the bridge of the nose and says, "It's not even a problem. She's absolutely weak as piss," he says as he brings his entire body round into a spin and heel kicks her square in the center of the back. She takes a touch of damage.
Look, she's just standing still.
But she is still faring far better than every... Oh, the brackets are around the wrong way there. Every other one of the Hags here, and it only works if the thing ends with JPG or PNG or whatever.
Oh.
Also, yes, that is you body slamming. Absolutely.
Oh my god.
And she is clearly distracted from you for this turn until her next. Until the end of her next turn. You are not being flanked because of how well Yennering's done.
Oh, nice.
It is your turn.
Do I have the element of surprise on her?
On her, no, but you are flanking her. However, the other one looks so badly injured in comparison.
And you
she
would have
is-
advantage on that one.
Oh yeah, because the
I'm
owl
being-
is constantly swooping at her. So the
Okay,
one
yeah,
that is
it's-
mostly injured, you would have advantage against.
Yeah, I swing at her. Bardic inspiration.
Bardic inspiration. He wouldn't have the +2 because the owl, like,
Okay.
I don't think I'll let the owl flank.
Okay.
There we go.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay.
But that absolutely does make it up. By all means, roll damage.
13 damage.
13.
That's a bit measly.
Okay. So, the owl is swooping at her, and she can only move one of her arms now. Her eyes, one of them's wandering. Two of her teeth are chipped and broken, and her claw is she can't use her other hand to get your flesh off of her claw, so she can't really swing properly. She's got like a Spider-Man hand type thing going on with your skin, and she's
Oh.
swinging at the owl, going, "Stupid bird! Can't you see I'm having a bad day? Fuck off! Leave me be!" And as she swipes, she goes, "Fuck! Oh shit!" And she turns to face you as your axe comes in and just cleanly beheads her.
Oh, that means
Her
you
head arcing through the air, spiraling as the blood trails behind it, hair long and bedraggled. So dirty, in fact, that it sticks her head to the rest of her body by the hair, and her head just swings and dangles as her body drops to its knees and then collapses into the dirt.
But wait, there's more.
Well, I get to attack again because she reached
As a
the,
bonus action, yes, you do.
Yeah, boy. So I attack the witch that I'm flanking. With
Which you
Yennefer.
get +2 against, yep.
Yeah.
On crit.
Do I just put in the +2? So it's
You can if you like.
yeah, it's much.
You just rolled an 8. You need
No.
to make sure you click that
There we
D20
go.
button.
There we go.
Oh, one too low.
Inspire yourself. Come on.
Yes.
I'm very sorry, man.
It's okay.
He already used the Bardic Inspiration.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, he did. It's why he got the last kill.
Yeah.
Oh, he's got the icon on.
Oh yeah, you need to take the icon off of you. So you bring your axe around and behead the first of the hags, continue the spin and swing at the second, and as she ducks Yennering's attack, she also ducks your attack, and your axe handle clacks against his quarterstaff, and you both knock away, and he goes, "Oh, hello there," before she swings at him, and he starts ducking out the way of that.
Can I just say, oh, sorry, I was just trying to help.
"Oh, it's no problem, so am I." The witch that is fighting with Mid and Kalista and all that, I'm just going to check what this spell does, because I'm pretty sure I know, but I don't want to get it wrong.
I remember syrup sandwiches and crime allowances. Finesse a nigga, now I'm counting this.
Sit down.
Be humble.
Down.
Witch, sit down. Be dead.
Which sit down.
Which down.
Oh my. Okay, no, they can't do that.
Clayton, you
Okay,
know-
I'm
you
very
know what
glad
I
that it
realized?
specifies they can't do that.
What can't they do?
Okay,
Later,
Mid.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead with the question.
What is Ismark and Irina doing during all of this?
Well, now
Eating
you
popcorn.
see, they should have been in a turn order, but your GM's really bad at remembering NPCs. So I'm going to apologize and say that they're just a bit further down the road, seeing you in your fight, and actually, I'm going to ask you to roll me a perception.
Okay.
Sorry.
Yay!
You saw Irina is in the doorway of the windmill, covering it, and earlier you saw Ismark go in.
Oh.
Sorry, there was a section of the storybook that I forgot about, but yeah, that is what happened.
I would. I have seen.
You would have seen it, yeah, but there's a lot of noise from everybody fighting, so you wouldn't necessarily have been able to shout to them. Okay, Mid,
Yes.
can you please make me a dexterity save?
Oh, I didn't hear if you already said.
That's fine. No, I haven't. Oh my god, what's with the nat 20s today? Okay, so you see
What's going on?
the hag that is beneath you pull back her hands and start casting a spell. You get an opportunity to cover her hands and stop her from finishing it. Please make me a claw attack roll. If you hit, she doesn't get the opportunity to cast the spell.
Oh shit. Okay. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Sorry. Okay. That's.
Oh my god, it hits. Okay. She starts casting this spell, and 3 voices come from the base of her throat. And then you just as you cover her face. As the general noise that comes out of you as you do this. It is Hoot's turn.
Hoot will aid action. On the...
Okay, you are aiding Hogan and Yennerin, or whoever attacks first?
Yep.
Okay.
And
And Corin.
I will try to touch her. If I don't want to.
Okay. 18 hits.
5 lightning.
Okay. Yennerin and Hogan are fighting this witch as the owl swoops in, and as it grabs her hair just sets on fire.
Oh, I was attacking.
As it arcs through her body.
I was touching, not owl.
Oh,
Was
which hag?
the
The one that's
more
laying down?
hurt.
Or pin?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, you didn't specify. Please do in future. Okay, so she's lying down under Mid, and you reach in and just grab a hold of her shoulder, and her whole body starts shaking, and you can hear the muffled screams underneath Mid's fur.
That's what I say. I really don't want to touch her, but I'm gonna do it anyway.
Okay,
and I'm gonna-
are you moving anywhere?
And no, because I'm standing at the flanking.
Yes. You are flanking her for Yen, and it is Yen's turn. While she is prone, Yen has advantage.
+2.
Yeah.
Oh my god, sneak attack. Silver sword.
Oh goodness. Okay, so
I mean,
Yen climbs on top of this. Climbs around to the side of this witch while Mid is just muffling her, and slides the silvered short sword in across the side of her neck. And the witch's screaming stops. And Yen says, "That's our fucking windmill."
Wait, what?
And then twists the short sword to the side as the head gets distended a bit too far away from the rest of the body and says, and we're going to take it. And then as she brushes it back, it severs the last bits of flesh, keeping the head attached. And the head rolls off from underneath Mid's paw, causing him to drop down onto all fours. That hag is beheaded. The last standing hag is in a conflict with Hogan and with Yennerin.
We had a couple of nat ones, and then fucking almost everyone has rolled a crit.
Yeah, almost
I had
everyone.
3 nat 1. I had 3.
Kalista.
What is the condition of the other hag fighting Hogan?
Really rather fine. Compared to the others, this one is taken a beating and still standing strong.
Okay, is the whole one spell per turn thing? Do cantrips count as a spell to you?
By the rulebook, they don't.
Okay, good.
The rulebook itself even specifies if you cast a spell as a bonus action, you can still cast another spell as an action.
Cantrip.
Cantrip, yeah, cantrip as an action. Sorry, my mouth fucked up.
Okay. Well, I cast Vicious Mockery on that hag fighting Hogan.
Okay.
I will do the thing, hold on.
Is that a wisdom save?
It's a
Yeah.
DC 14 wisdom save.
Okay, she nat one it. Loses her reaction or has disadvantage on attack. Disadvantage on attack.
And then on Hogan, I'll heal him up a little bit.
Very nice. Very nice.
Which she
Oh
she
yeah,
wants me.
you get plus 6 HP.
Ooh, nice.
Hey-ho, 6!
Basically 12.
For Hogan,
but
yeah, 'cause
shush.
he halves everything.
Don't give the DM any ideas.
This is why you heal the barbarian.
I know, I very much approve of good teamwork. It means I can throw bigger bad guys at you.
That's my problem. No, Leighton, I'm very weak. Don't throw bigger bad guys at us.
Listen, I'm so nearly dead. Please do not kill me. I cannot take much more.
Leighton, don't attack us with harder things.
Okay.
Eye contact tick.
It is Mott's turn. Mott is still unconscious. Ekor, it is your turn.
Can you
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
So Echo is going to attack the enemy as usual.
Okay, so you run over to the last remaining hag, and you jump and stab as you're
Wow.
jumping.
Wow.
I was gonna say as a bonus action, do you want to move over Hunter's Mark? But you already rolled the attack, so I'm just gonna say that you missed. I believe Hunter's Mark you can move over. Yeah. Any subsequent turn within that hour, you can use your bonus action to move it to a new target.
Oh yeah, but I think I just used my bonus action to do another attack.
You did. That's why I'm saying. But next turn you could still do it. The turn after that you could still do it. It's up to you.
Yeah, okay.
That first stab just goes straight through the neck.
I've never been with a session with much.
And as you draw it back out, you spin and slash again, but now the hag is aware that you're there. Her neck gets cut open across the front, and you see it like partially reattaching itself so she can continue to breathe. But she is bleeding a precarious amount. If it was you that was bleeding that much, you'd be dead.
Still satisfying.
How is this fight not over yet? Jesus
They
Christ.
are powerful bad guys, just saying.
Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, now the witch. She pulls out that stone that you keep seeing, and she is very clearly casting a spell that involves it.
Can I try and
She
knock it out
looks
of her
around
hand?
to you, and she's you can't right now. But if you want to try on your turn, by all means do.
Yeah.
She looks around to everybody and says, "You fucking idiots! You come here and you kill my daughters! You'll pay for this! You will pay!"
Mid, it is your turn.
How far am I from that hag?
Approximately 20 feet.
Okay, so I go up to her as much as I can.
Yes?
So, what you...
Oh,
You can roll me an Arcana. 15. She is preparing to cast the same spell that keeps making her disappear.
yeah, so I just grunt and multi-attack. Like, and oh wait, oh shit.
Just as she finishes talking, you bite around her leg, and as you pull, you slam your claws across the side of her midriff, and she yanks her leg from your mouth, scratching wildly to force you back. She's clearly rather injured, but her hand was fine.
Oh,
Focus and...
and yeah, just like, yeah.
Oh, please, focus and...
I stay
Cold
here.
shots.
Yenarin goes, "Drop that rock, I demand it, or I will hit you again." And he brings his quarterstaff down, aiming squarely for the center of her forehead, hitting, and then kicks her squarely between the legs, hitting.
Right in the butt.
Unfortunately, because he is using the quarterstaff two-handed, I take that second number always. 3 plus 5. Okay, and Hogan, it is your turn.
Yay. Hogan shall attack the bitch that is in front of him.
Oh, Mott.
Now, since you already mentioned it, you said you wanted to go for the hand. Oh wait, my sister's calling me, 1 sec.
Is she still holding?
Guys, my sister's calling me, 1 sec.
Okay.
Got a butt.
My sister is in bed, so expect a reduction of volume.
Who's Adak?
I forgot to do it actually for Yenarin's, so it'll work for Hogan.
Okay, cool. Is she still holding the stone in her hand?
She is, yes.
Alright, Hogan will try and slash at her hands. Or at her arms.
Since it is a called shot, you make a roll with -5 from your regular amount. But you have flanking, so you still have +2, and you have a magic weapon, so you still have an extra +1 there. And because of the aid, you have advantage.
So
On hit.
+3. An advantage.
Yes!
22 hits. That means that you hit her. Because you have the Great Weapon Master feat, you then make a normal attack roll. If this hits, you hit the desired location. You have advantage because you're being aided.
Okay, so now it's a normal attack.
Yeah.
27.
Okay. Now, can you please roll me one of your heavy attacks with your Great Weapon Master feat? The damage for it, that is.
That would be +16. I think, yeah.
Yes, I believe so. And you rolled a 1 on it. But you bring back your great axe and swirl it round over your head, and just as the owl swoops down at her, her head ducks and her arm does not, and you chop it off just beyond the elbow.
Yes.
It arcs through the air, spiraling and spinning, flying just past Yenarin and close enough for Mid to catch or anybody else that wants to try, for that matter. Ikor, you're close enough. Mid, you're close enough. Yen is also close enough.
I'm not.
I'm sorry, I didn't.
Actually, I missed. Yeah, same.
If you want to try and catch her arm with the stone in its hand as it flies through the air, you can.
I will. Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
The closest person is the person who most recently attacked, which is Mid. So you make a dexterity save first.
Or should I keep closing the?
If you double click the title of the sheet, it minimizes.
Yeah. Okay. So, what did you say?
Dexterity save.
Oh.
It flies straight past you and you slobberingly snap at where it was just a moment ago as it arcs through the air. Ekor, dexterity save, please.
Oh damn.
You try to put one of your weapons away to grab it, missing the sheath, but you don't even notice. And as your weapon drops to the floor, you look down, reach up to grab the arm, and miss. One of your weapons is on the floor. You'll need to take your environmental action next turn to pick it up.
What's
that just
environmental action?
you can interact with one item of the environment each turn.
Oh,
Guessing
okay.
I'm important.
You are. And it collides with the... No, Yen is going to try, actually. A 20. Yen drops one of her swords back into its sheath, reaches out and grabs the arm, waves it at the hag, and says, "Looking for this?" It is Hoot's turn.
Oh, well, seeing that the hag is down. Right. Oh well, I am gonna.
Okay,
Well, I'm gonna shock and cross with aid hook.
yep, aid is all good, it just can't flank.
Aid.
And you have to stay within 5 feet of a creature to aid someone attacking it.
I know.
Oh god, try throat. Make the shocking grasp attack roll. Oh, you have. That hits. And you assist the next person that attacks it. Assist Hogan specifically. Okay. On Yen's turn, she makes 2 stabs. No, she makes 1 stab. Lunging with her short sword, then using her bonus action to disengage. She actually hits with her short sword, dealing a ridiculous amount of damage. As she drives her short sword squarely in and then back out of the hag with very little resistance. Blood oozing from the wound, pouring onto the floor and puddling about the lot of you. She then disengages and runs quite a distance back alongside you, Corin. Callista, it is your turn.
I guess we'll just mockery on the one that's in better shape.
There is only one hag left.
Okay, that one then.
Okay, wisdom save, yeah.
No, take that 2 damage.
She rolls exactly the number she needed. She takes no damage.
Even a reaction?
No.
Well, as a bonus action, Cleese would just like to shout, "Your time's coming to an end." I've got no ideas. I just try to think for something in. But there we go.
That was good enough. Mott. Robin, it is Mott's turn.
Okay, sorry.
Oh wait, no,
Mark
he's
is
unconscious.
still
It's your turn.
asleep.
Yeah, it's your turn.
Yeah, Echo, he's gonna. Actually, he's going to do the how it was it called? The spell that I cast, the Hunter's Mark. He's going
Okay,
to
bonus
cast
action.
it.
Yeah.
Yep, and he's going to attack. Short sword, yes, and the Hunter's Mark.
Quite high.
Oh, oh,
No
Yes.
rolls came out for me.
oh! What?
There we go.
There we go. That all just came out at once. Okay,
Okay.
24 definitely hits. 7 definitely goes through, and that bonus 6 as well. That's very spicy.
It's a spicy six.
And
Because she doesn't have a hand. Wow.
Okay, so you rush forwards, drive in with the short sword, and then twist and slash again. Dealing the damage. You see her body split open, and she is looking awful for wear now. Blood still oozing out of the wound that Yen left. Face cut open by mid-slashes. Body, one arm just completely chopped off by Hogan's slash. She begins to beg, wait, no, don't.
Fucking killer.
She glances around wildly. Please, no. I only wanted to make a living. You need to understand. We all need to eat. Get back! She cries out and wildly slashes around. Hogan, since you've been fighting her the longest, it is you that she goes for. Can you please make me a defense roll?
Yes.
She actually manages to catch you. She grabs onto your forearm as you raise your battle axe to defend yourself, and as you pull back, she just sinks in her claws deeper. As you try to swing your weapon at her arm, it digs them in deeper yet, until finally you rend them free, and there are big old puncture holes where her scratch was left. You take 7 points of damage. Mid, it is your turn.
Can Hogan say something?
Yeah, you can respond by all means.
You weren't very welcoming when we came into your house. We're gonna teach you some manners.
And then, when after he said that, I bite.
I half expected you to say, I'm manners.
I manage her. Well, I lift her
Okay,
hand and
make your
kiss
attack
it.
roll. Both of those hit, Jesus Christ. For a total of 25. Damn. So you dive forwards, biting at her shoulder, and as you pull back, you scrape your claws across her chest, ripping her flesh open, tearing chunks of her shoulder away. She is looking like a meaty mess right now, with all different parts of her body just dangling flesh off. It's Yennarin's turn, and just as he begins to swing, she turns to face him. She knocks his first blow aside with her palm, and then tries to
Wait,
catch his
isn't that a-
fist as he throws it forwards. You're very right. She tries to catch his fist as he throws it forwards, but he actually manages to put so much force into the strike that he drives her hand back into her own face. He then spirals and clacks her in the side of the head, dislodging her eyeball and causing
Whoa.
it to dangle down from her face.
That is rank.
She looks pretty fucking awful, but she's still maintaining her footing. She's not slipping at all. She doesn't seem to be going down. Hogan, it is your turn. You are being aided. You have advantage, and you are flanking, so you get an extra +2.
Wow.
Finish.
Okay, I'll use heavy attack.
Okay.
Is that -5 or -6?
It's -5 from your normal amount.
Okay, so
So whatever bonuses you normally have.
never mind.
You pull back for a very powerful slash, raise it over your head and bring it down as hard as you can. And she sees it coming and just steps aside. Damn. It is Hoot's turn.
Jen, and I'm cast.
Okay. Make me the damage roll. It's only 1 damage roll.
Oh.
Or at least that's awfully set up. It's oh yeah, 3d4. Okay, yeah, total of 9. That's fine. The 3 magic missiles spiral around one another. One collides with the side of her knee, causing her to twist. Another hits her square in the center of the chest, and the last hits her shoulder as she gets knocked back. She now looks like she's going. Her eyes are lolling about, the one that remains in her head. Her teeth are chattering. Her hands keep opening, then clenching. And
Now,
well, it depends. Do you consider someone with an arced nose beautiful, or do you consider someone with a broken arced nose beautiful? Sorry, who were you aiding? Then that would have missed. No. That second attack hits though, and she can actually apply sneak attack with that. That was the wrong roll. That should have had just 5. 5 plus an extra 10. Yen slashes with the silvered short sword, which makes an extra effort to avoid, and then spirals and cuts at the back of her knee, causing the witch to drop down, unable to now move, limping about on one leg, just trying to crawl away from the rest of the party. Callista, it is your turn.
I do have some stuff that I could use, but I want to save it, so I will mock viciously.
you're ugly and you're fat.
She fails. She holds her ears and, well, she tries to hold her ears with her 2 arms, but one of them's a stump. So she covers one ear, lies there, and as she uses her one leg to try and crawl away, pushing herself inch by inch through the mud, she begins to cry. Ekor, it is your turn.
Okay, so Ekor is going to attack her. Reckless.
She is prone, you have advantage.
Super pissed.
17 and 22.
So,
Both hit.
2 Hunter's Mark.
Oh, yeah. You climb on top of her, pull back your short sword, and drive it into her back, up through her body, and out of her mouth.
Oh.
Place your other sword against the back of her neck, and as you remove the first one, cut across with the second, and her head is detached from her body.
Yay! She dead.
She is very dead.
Crimes,
Sweet.
cannibalism, attacking officers.
For the crime of being a bitch.
That would include Callista.
Callista does hear Colin say law. and gets slightly. She feels very little emotion about it, so she kind of ignores it.
I do swear.
Yeah, but like hearing you mention Laura's gonna bother her a little. Yeah, the mix between chaotic and neutral in the lawful versus the quirk scale.
Yeah.
I'm going to call a break here.
Okay.
Actually, I think I'm probably just going to end it.
Yeah, because
let's continue on. Let's continue on for like another 10 minutes maximum, and then I'll call it to an end.
Okay.
Again.
Okay.
So she slops the hand round to you, and what you originally thought was a rock, it actually turns out is cloth wrapped around something.
Is it an
You
emerald?
open it up, and inside is an eyeball. Sure. Okay. During this 10 minutes, other people start sorting themselves out, bandaging what needs bandaging, picking up anything that needs picking up. Ekor, you wake up Mott. And at some point or another, you hear laughter coming from inside the windmill. Child laughter. And as you turn around, you see Ismark coming down to meet Irina at the door. And as Irina turns to look at him, this big grin spreads across her face. And she takes a step outside, and there's a few kids with them. There's actually 2 boys and a girl. The girl, Ismark is holding in his arm as he carries her just outside. She looks to be about 7 or 8. He's holding hands with one of the boys who's grinning up at him and like jumping around giddily, and the other boy is rushing just a bit ahead, talking to him as he walks backwards. The moment he steps out of the house, he drops into the mud, but is still grinning and talking to Ismark. And the moment Ismark sees the display of the hags outside, he looks at the kids and goes, "Maybe we should go back in. Come on, let's come in." And Irina straight away starts assisting with this, but the kids are obviously very happy to see him, and you're guessing that they were captives or something of the sort. They're wearing rags. They are really thin, really thin. They have clearly been starved.
Hmm. So yeah.
So you guys need to make decisions on what you're going to do. The time is now about 5 p.m. 4 p.m. Actually, more like 3. Yeah, 3 p.m. But it's still quite a distance to Vallaki.
Well, if you guys start, fuck off.
What do you mean? What?
He passes across the message. Clear out the windmill of the large dirt, and I'll deal with the rest.
Okay.
I'm
We start doing it.
I still don't understand. I still didn't get it.
If you're out the bucket, get other better.
Oh,
I will
okay.
give it a good scrub.
Okay.
Callista has her arms crossed and says, "If you really want to go back into that windmill, go right ahead, but I'm staying out here. If you really want to call me back in, if you need my talent for anything, just shout my name."
Yeah, and yeah,
Oh wait, sorry. Oh, no offense.
can I check? I proposed to Corin and Hogan that I help them with their wounds.
Yes, please. That would be very nice of you.
Yeah. So how would I go? I think for Hogan, I'll use
What?
I think
oh
he's
yeah,
fucked his
sorry.
mic up somehow.
But how
There you go. Get louder.
okay, I don't understand, but yeah. So I'll do wait, what? Yeah, I'll use Cure Wounds on Hogan.
Both.
Okay.
Uh, yeah, and for Corin, yeah, and for no, I don't know. Oh shit! Wait, what was I thinking?
You were probably thinking about your healer's kit.
Hmm. Yeah. Yeah. No. Yeah. Can I? Uh. No, I stay with the Cure Wounds for yeah. Yeah. Whatever. Yeah. And then I propose to Corin that I stitch his wounds
Well, I'm
with a healer kit.
know that. Eyeball.
So wait, it's
He's
okay.
he's
I can.
casting a spell, but it's okay. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So yeah, and then so I can compare. Yeah, and
That's 1d6 plus 4 plus his level, I believe.
Violet.
Wait,
Yeah,
level?
I think so. It's your maximum number of hit dice, I believe, was the way that we set it up. Let me just check.
I don't remember this.
Healer. You can spend 1 minute to expend one use of your healer's kit to tend to a creature, restoring 1d6
Oh
plus
yeah.
your wisdom modifier plus the creature's maximum hit dice.
Oh yeah.
But you can only do that to a creature one between short rests.
Yeah, and I stitch my own, and I stitch my own wounds.
Okay, can you make me a Constitution save for that? Yeah, you have no problem with it. The way that we're going to run that is if you roll below 10, you only get half the healing.
Oh, okay.
That's 7 plus your level.
So 11.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah. So the idea is to clear what's inside the windmill?
Generally, yeah. So I presume that if you guys are cooperative, you get the majority of the shit out of the ground floor and find that the
Yeah.
rest of the floors aren't really that dirty.
Yeah, I
Corin,
guess.
you finish your spell. There is lingering magic on the eye. Can you please roll me an Arcana? So this magic does not fit into any specific category, but after you spend time studying it, working out what it's similar to, and comparing it to other spells, you identify this as a hag eye. Um, when hags are in a coven, they can create one of these to let them use combined spell slots, essentially. And they can see through the eye instead of their own as well. Now that you are looking at it, there is only lingering magic, and even throughout the course of the spell that you were casting, it was fading. You hear a satisfying splat and a hoot as an animal, perhaps your own owl, starts to eat it.
Another attack.
Okay.
Power.
Okay.
After that, I'm
Okay. As you guys are exploring around the area, you find a few megaliths nearby, and after exploring that area too, you find that there's nothing particular. Megalith, big stones. 4 big stones in a cross, essentially, standing up straight. Each of the stones has a different carving on it. There's 4 different cities on them. One with snow falling on it, one with flowers all around it, one with a sun over it, and one with leaves almost covering the buildings. Ingvar tells the party that this relates to the 4 seasons and how time has passed over the course of time in Barovia. And that the Morning Lord and Mother Night and the other ancient gods were supposed to come from these 4 cities. But he says, as always, this is what those religious folk believe. Atop one of the, while he's talking about this, Corin, this is after you've cast the first spell, but before you cast the second, there's actually a crow atop one of the stones, pecking at a pastry, a pie, in fact. It sounds really odd, I know. You pop the crow.
Yep.
That automatically succeeds.
Oh no.
And after you cast your spell, sorry, did you say the owl is now eating the pie? Lucky owl. After you cast your spell, you head inside of the tower and determine that there are no magic items apart from what you discover to be a large amount of pies.
Hi, sir.
They are faintly glowing.
What type of?
I am going to say enchantment.
Oh.
Okay, sorry, but I really have to go.
That's absolutely fine. I was going to call it there. The group
That's how they-
settles down for a long rest
That's how
overnight.
they-
Yes.
I have to go in there. Okay.
There are lots of different assumptions that you could come to.
Well,
Night guys, this was a very long fight, but you did extremely well.
All because of of Yen tripping.
Those fucking 20s.
there's so many crits.
Yes, so many. Yeah, but we started with Hogan failing all his rolls.
Yeah,
Like
true.
Rama did rolls many ones.